maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium, the complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
5 years, the Lanxess Arena of Cologne has been the about competitive Counter-Strike. The favourites coming in the tournament have just unlocked the internal and another pushing. Oh, he's got a big
Even if we knew what FA is gonna do, what plan they had, I think we couldn't do anything because first of all, we are unexperienced team. Second thing, we didn't get some fun. We didn't play from heart. We just came there and just played like a robots, maybe I would say. So I think that the main reason is hard to change it. It's really hard.
The team that I like the most to play against is players, because for me they are the best team in the group, and yeah, it's gonna be a third match for us. So yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of big matches right here in front of the Movistar Riders, and good luck with that, bruh, because this one is going to be not easy at all. Players over on the other side, and they don't need an introduction.
I told you, Trace, and you looked at me funny when I said these lower tier teams sometimes prefer, or usually prefer, to play the better teams, right? Why? Because they do things the right way, their decisions make sense, the moves they go for, right? It's something that you could count on, potentially, them going for the correct play, right? The problem is, even if you know, sometimes it's too hard to stop because they're just that better than you, but, you know, watch out what you wish for. I guess.
It's like a chess move that you
wouldn't know anything about that. So.
Oh yeah, you're right. You got a point. Point being that
well, it is like no, wait. It is like that a little bit. Like for example,
reading ahead of it.
Like Trace likes to play chess against you, even though he knows he's going to lose every single time.
Basically, yeah.
So he's learning every single time. All right,
No,
so Movistar is going to learn against players.
I'm basically passing what time you have left on this earth. So
it is a long time. Though.
Yeah. Well, it's already been a while.
You're 3 years younger than me. So just saying that.
Well,
all right.
Let's prove that. But anyway,
it's cool. Or
we're cool. If you're cool, I'm cool. Hey, real talk though. Right in front of us for Movistar to get into this game, there's a couple of things they're going to have to do. Just right out of the gate here, Kassad, what comes to mind when you think about perhaps some keys to victory?
Well, first thing that comes up to my mind, what they need to do is basically, correct usage and perfect usage of the CT side utility. It's just like mostly delaying their utility, because we know that GAMBIT likes to stretch those rounds, you have to stretch their defense and then use the gaps to kind of win the round. So having utility late round against them is like one of the crucial things that you can do against players, and it's gonna be a first step towards victory.
Yeah, and it also has to be a full team effort, right? Players, there's not a real weak link. Like, yes, you can point towards Inters, but I think he stepped up in 2022. He doesn't have games where he is not doing anything. I think he executes his role really well. And on the side of Movistar, right, like you can't have guys having 9 kills even in a win, especially your main opera. Like everyone needs to play on a pretty high level.
Yeah, and Kassad, I look at this, I also think that if you're Movistar riders, you're going to have to play above your own level to beat a team like Players.
Definitely, they need to perform as a team, First, they cannot rely on the 1 or 2 players to carry them to the victory. They need a full team effort, and they need to play absolute best CS they can actually play in order to have a chance to beat Players.
Yeah, and that is the harsh reality of it, because after yesterday, we did just get that look into Movistar riders, and God sent yesterday a 2-1 and a series that really packed a lot of different punches, but in different areas. They weren't really concise. So it was a series that gave us a little bit of info, but David G can give us a lot more. So do it, dude.
Hey everybody, right now I'm joined by one of the members of Movistar Riders. David, I want to make sure I'm not having like a Boombla moment. So is it Devik, is it Dev1G, or is it Devi G?
I actually don't really mind. Like, some people call me Devik, others Devi G, I don't really mind. As you prefer, I don't know.
But do you have like a favorite?
I'd say Devik then.
Devik. Okay, yeah. Devik it is. Yeah. Okay, Devik it is. Well, Devik, you usually show pretty good numbers, but yesterday they were extra good. Did you change like something, like maybe a crosshair, or maybe like you changed like the way how you prepare for games?
I mean, I'd say it didn't really change so much. I'd maybe say I changed like maybe my pre-match routine, and that's pretty much it. But I don't just focus on like my individual game or something. I'm just trying to win with my team, and that's all.
Mm-hmm. But pre-match, you mean like now you're shooting boss instead of DM, or the other way around?
Yeah, I'm now listening a lot more music and shooting more bots and more DM and everything. So yeah.
Just getting into the mood. Well, today you're going to have a really hard opponent. Today you're going to have the favorites of the group. It's going to be Players. How exactly did your team get ready for this?
I mean, we prepare every match like every other game, so we just don't really mind. They're a pretty good team, so it's going to be a hard game, and we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Well, yesterday we saw that Nafani actually prepares like a printout for every team. Do you think that you should do one too?
We don't have one, but we did already like the pregame, so we don't really care about that.
So it'll be all good, right?
Yeah, okay. We're fine.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, you're fine for now. But we'll see how that all pans out in the long run, because we still need to figure out what maps. We need to find out what crossovers and kind of understand where we might be going as a digital battleground. Yanko, is there a crossover here that may make a little bit more even kilter?
Well, not really. I mean, teams like some of the same maps, like Movistar for a long time. Overpass was sort of their, not really pocket pick, but that was like one of the more custom maps that they were pretty good on, right? Unfortunately, Players are also at some of their staple maps, really. Vertigo, Ancient. I think that could even potentially be the pool for this series.
To me, if it doesn't get to nuke, I think players should be fine. But definitely, if they go to something like Overpass or Mirage, I think even Vertigo somehow ends up in a first 2 maps. It should be no issue for players to take this.
Every map that's good for Movistar is better for players, you know. So
that is the best way to put it.
So that's the problem, right? And the thing is, in that sort of a veto situation, if you're Movistar, you still go for those maps. And listen, if they play Overpass 10 times, players are not going to win 10 times. They're going to win 8 or 9 times, right? So they just need kind of things to fall into place for Movistar, where this is that one time, you know, where kind of they maybe win like both pistols, right? They have a couple of clutches going their way. It has to be something along those lines.
Going out. With respect to that, so Inferno is the pick. That's a little bit surprising for Movistar riders because players are going to pick that city side. We saw them yesterday against, you know, Party Astronauts. They had a pretty easy job, you know, containing every possible part of the map. And Mirage pick for Hobbit and the company, which was maybe unexpected. I was expecting more towards Vertigo or even Overpass, but you know they did decided for Mirage, which is kind of a surprising for me. And then Vertigo and Overpass are the next one removed, and we have the Ancient as a decider. Overall, if I'm Movistar riders, I would be happy with this one, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I think so as well. I'm not really, you know, the Mirage pick from players, right? You would think that either, well, even picking Ancient or just going for I mean, all the 3 maps that were left, I feel like would have been a better pick for them than Mirage, right? Like it's always a little bit, I don't want to say the word random, but it's, I think, easier for other teams to play against players on Mirage than it would be on maps like
This spells out to me like they were anti-stratting them and they went for their weaker maps. You know, they went for the punish picks instead of their own strength picks. That's how it sounds to me as a coach, you know, and maybe sometimes you will think like that. But as you are a heavy favorite, I believe that can be like a double-edged sword, definitely.
Yeah, it would make a lot more sense, let's say, if their weak map was an Overpass or on Vertigo, right? But if their weaker map is Mirage, like then I'm not really sure that it's worth it, right?
Movistar riders definitely got the better end of this deal.
Yeah, and not so much the short end of that stick that you've been carrying around since we've been here, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Nonetheless, it's hard to say that players won't come out on this one on top. Like, but is there a world where that happens? We go to 3 and then they win it.
There is a world, Trace, in a galaxy far, far away.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. But to get ahead of the curve, Kassad, how do you go about doing that if you're Movistar?
Well, we said it. They have to play absolute best, and their best player, Sanpai, as the operator, needs to show up. He didn't do so much yesterday in the first game, even though they won like convincingly. He wasn't really there like he usually is. He needs to, you know, do his A game first.
Yeah, the problem is you're pretty much never going to see players beat themselves, right? Like you always will have to outplay them. You will have to beat them, right? They may play their, you know, A game or B game or whatever it is, right? But you have to outplay them. You have to, you know, win those rounds. They're not going to give them to you, and that's why it's so difficult for these lower tier teams to play against them.
So what you're saying is your plan B shouldn't be your plan A, essentially. Just go out there and play your game. Now, that was all a big teaser for you guys, thinking we were getting in the game.
Yeah, that was a tease. Nah,
just wanted you to think, like, hey, we were about ready to play, which, as it turns out...
It doesn't like a good tease.
Sounds like a puzzle to me, but yeah.
Yeah, oh, a puzzle. Yeah. Tell me more about these puzzles that you see.
Well, we're going to have to play chess, and I'm going to show you some puzzles there.
I don't know if that's a euphemism for something, or...
I don't know. I have no earthly idea. Oh, but I do know that it looks like we had a player just... Oh, yeah, that's what it looks like. That's exactly what it looks like. I don't think there's a better face for that one. Yeah, no.
Somebody get this man a cup of coffee now.
Perhaps that. But, you know, for the guys, the players, just start strong, end strong, and be strong, right? Could be that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. There's the music. God bless it all. Gaben, hello, and thank you. Now that I know you exist, we're going to get into the game. Thank you, Kassad and Yanko, as always.
Thank you, Trace.
No, thank you.
No,
but also, thank you. Yeah, but no, thank you. Okay, into the game we go. Inferno, I see the map. That means it's really happening. Players versus Movistar riders. Alex, Chad, please, for the love of Christmas, take it away.
First of all, I just want to say thank you. Sincerely, thank you. Thank you, Trace.
Thank you, Trace.
Thank you, Yanko.
That was great. I loved that. A bit of fun. Honestly, they really are keeping us smiling.
And they go on the road. I think they could probably sell out.
Comedy troupe.
Yeah, still at some arenas.
Kassad trying to justify what his towel dispensers for is.
If that was prop comedy, actually prepped for that, I like it.
That was prop comedy. Unexpected leaning players' way. No surprise, but we do need them on their A game. And the flashes are good. The counter flash.
Everyone's blind.
You've still got 10 bullets of it, but he does eventually get one across the line. 2 more in the sight, and we converge. Nafany misses his first click. To be cleared was Shiro, and he's already lined up 2, 3 heads, and counting. The round completely hits a standstill, and he's got 3 in front of him. He has got a really cool name, though.
Yeah, Alex, not too bad on the P250, but he's gooshed. He's taken 1, and that'll be it. Done. Inter's up through the backlines is going to take him down, get the little upgrade from the USP into the P250, and away we go. Off to the races here. Players even get back the Julies in the hands of Nafany. So, look, this was the first map that they played yesterday against Party Astronauts, and there was a couple of wobbles in terms of the CT side, and they were in the darkness occasionally. You know, no concerns in single-digit victories, but there are some things that you can identify and maybe Movistar Riders can look to exploit here.
Oh, certainly some exploitable gaps. I think that's a really nice way to frame it. Because it wasn't like... Inferno, by nature of it, there will be gaps. There will be a weak point.
Can I tell an anecdote here about our friend Davi G?
Davi G, yeah, because Heku's only gone and made it more confusing.
Yeah, she has really upset the apple cart with that one here this morning. So, look, back in the RMR, when we first had the Movistar Riders with this roster, obviously, Smuyu went out, and then they made the change to go back to the full Spaniard situation. And the 2 coming in with Sampaius and Davi G. And they were all by the lift one day after having food at catering, and I was also on my way out the door, and I saw them, and I was like, yo, hey, boys, Davi, well, first of all, I was like, how do you want your name said, right? And I just checked through all the players. It was pretty easy with Alex and Deaths, and, you know, that wasn't too many dramas. And he goes, I don't care. He didn't even tell me. He just says, I don't care. And the rest of the team goes, Davi G. So I went, Davi G it is, boys. We got it. No worries. So now Heku's gone in there, and she's asked him, and she's pressured him, and he's come in with, what was it, Davig?
Davig or Davigi. He doesn't care.
Can you do cooler things casting with Davig?
Davig! The G just really kills me.
Yeah.
Like, Davi G just sounds like a...
Davi G, the G.
I was thinking, yeah, like more like old-fashioned football goalkeeper.
Like Henry G.
Davi G on the ball.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Davi G keeps it out.
I like that.
Scorpion kick defense from Davi G.
Okay, all right, I'm with it. We're going to stay with Davi G because he said himself he doesn't care. Hobbit's dead. Did he just run through a teammate's Molotov there? It was.
Yeah, but I think he was going for...
I don't know what he was going for.
No. I think... No. You know what? 5v4.
Yeah, a great start here on the first gun round for the Movistar Riders. That's a bit of a freebie right here. They just need to avoid this Shiro AWP that's posted up towards the top of Banana. Inter's in trash, Axile over towards the balcony/pit position, and Nafany around the world here with his MP9 in hand. Now, lots of util left over. Shiro has a smoke, Inter's and Axile the same, and well, they're going to have to try and corral them into one of these 2 corridors. If they want to go long, Nafany's MP9 at this range is not going to be great. Actually, up short they come. This one's about to heat up any second.
Axile is being swung on. David G falls. Could see a trade. Deaths. True to the name for Axile. Into his wrapped short. Nafany uncleared on site. He will be cleared. He should be cleared. And he's been found. His Jimmy's permanently rustled. Inter's gone, and Shiro likely to save. We have ourselves a first for the Movistar Riders.
It was just an odd start there, wasn't it? Almost an unforced error there, running through the Molotov, taking so much damage and, well, going down through the smoke. So maybe a miscommunication for players early in this, but really good for the Movistar Riders to get on the board early here. The Desk was talking about it. They had the matchup against Godsent yesterday. It did come across the line. The map on Ancient was a little bit curious. We have that as our 3rd if we require it. But big shout out, everybody watching right now. It is, well, it's 2 lovely men's birthdays today. One would be Harry Russell. He's not with us this week at casting, but let him know. Tell him how much you enjoyed his maid dress. And, of course, Rushley 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the 1s, 2s, and 3s.
Is he here? He's not like...
He's observing today.
The audacity to
just doing one, though.
Oh, okay.
Just doing the first. So we'll get in, you know, he'll do the game, you know, he'll be like, that's a good day at the office. And then he'll go enjoy the lovely 20 degrees that are outside. It is bloody beautiful.
I reckon if we get a quickie, not a longie, we could even have an hour on the grass touching ourselves.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's up for debate. It's available if we're lucky. And I'm sure the players would certainly like themselves a little bit of time in the outside realm.
Okay, well, here we go. Back into the rifles. 3 FAMI for the players. And
pluralize, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the tastiest of morsels here. Shiro with the peek, not going to hit the dome, but has spotted some Pius over towards the chicken pit position. Starting 3 players over towards A, and that's good information to know that the AWP, well, it was towards top mid, but slow as you like, just going for the default crawl, trying to hold on to a lot of utility are the riders. You know, they're not expending a lot to get this banana control, and this is one of the things you can do against players if they're not going aggro B, right? They do play in the darkness a little bit.
They flash the peak. Doesn't force a smoke out immediately. Actually, I'll tell a lie. There you go. 4 retake util drawn out. And here's the response. They throw the Molotov to keep Hobbit from taking the information off the back of it. Now, there will be a timer on that. There is a smoke, and Hobbit could re-advance, but the unknown is there, and a flashbang likely to signify if they do go for it.
Oh, Nafany's playing side now. He can redo the exact same utility from where he's jumping up, but mid-pressure as Intis is actually left long, so this is good.
Something we saw from the Astronauts was they had the gap, they just didn't have the pace. It seems like the Movistar Riders have got the pace as well. There's still 45 seconds here, and
they're going through.
Across the smoke.
A's lost,
Yes has opened up the A site. Shiro, though, with his AWP, he's having a bit of a mare. He's taken down 1. Jumped on, misses the chance, and now the site lost again. So just through, keeping it simple, really. Bit of a flowchart for a standard take towards the A site. Deny info banana, keep the feet planted, and you've got to thank deaths.
Yeah, I think when you play the way that players do, I've been very critical of this style of CT Inferno in the past, of not retaining any mid control or any banana control, just because of how easily the Ts can force rotations. NIP, maybe about 2 years ago now, back when Twist was on the roster, right? They had, and Nork was on the team too. Right. They had a similar approach, right, to the map, and they didn't have any like CT aggressive maneuvers. They didn't retake top mid control. They just sat and hoped that their individuals would get multi-kills. That's what this comes down to. Multi-kills from individuals if you're going to play like this.
And I'll bet that this has, this style of play works against probably less than top 20 opponents more often than not. You know, like as in, you're not always going to get your best punished for giving away that much control and space if your individuals can hang with the people they're playing against.
Yeah, that's why when like you see a massive Axel round where he smokes and he plays on the bike and gets 3 kills coming up short, okay, well, job done here. But if they isolate the fights and they trade 1 for 1, they're going to be in, and we know how prevalent saving is on a map like this. Very, very important kill from Des there before Shiro could really get going. And a timeout called early. Groove in the background there calling this one. You can see the talking he's doing, maybe praying to the Lord that he can get his message across. Also a note that they have Inters, the supportive element of the team, sitting in the middle, right? You see some teams put the in-game leader in the middle, some teams like to put the AWPer in the middle because they rotate around. Curiously enough, players have put Inters in the central role here. So allowing him to see the majority of screens from his position. And maybe you don't understand why that's important. Maybe you've only joined us during the online era, but to be able to see your teammates' screens, it actually allows a lot, right? If you're playing a position where you're holding a flash or you're waiting for teammate information, I could, for example, I'm sitting right next to Alex now, and I could look at his screen, right, knowing that I'm in a safe spot ready to release a nade, and instead of waiting for him to say it and then for me to react, I can just react off of what is directly on his screen. So you can do a lot with that type of information here.
And Groove has been involved in this game since 2003, years active as a player. So he's been around the block. And then some. See what the call is with those rifles. You can see a good smattering of USPs alongside for the Rider FAMAS and the M4.
This is a must convert for the Riders now, right? The Movistar Riders must convert around like this. You have a huge leg up. You only have to avoid the FAMAS and that silenced M4, and both of which are currently over towards A. So this is perfect. The only issue they have to worry about is the Shiro flash, and it would need to be God tier to cause any impact in this type of situation.
Yeah, and to see their spacing. This is where the spacing gets tested. Flash, push, not much to report. Shiro and Axel fine. And he's actually stabbing him. Axel gets the AK-47. Alex was completely bamboozled.
This is interesting now, 3-on-3.
Yeah, well,
very interesting.
Especially with a third rifle in the mix, a knife kill in the mix.
They got a molly, they could molly new box or
don't
emo.
Have a kit.
There's a flash here as well. There's a real chance.
They're piecing it together. Inters is arriving with that aforementioned incendiary. If he goes down to Pius here, bang, problem solved.
Cancel my excitement. I think that's been handled.
How crazy is it that this game is so bloody cool that a 3v3 suddenly felt very playable for the players, and one peak completely wrestles that out of contention. So that was going to be a third. They will save 2 rifles again. Axel and Shiro combining to at least be threatening on their 2-rifle round. But as you said, a must win. They keep 3 alive. Death is still on that Galil. So he's definitely farming up a nice bank. $7,000 dues in his bank account as it stands.
Yeah, this next one is where we're really going to see them tested here. Shiro's all back out. They're able to all get the full investments and the full sets of util as well. Axile, very cheeky. He didn't even get that first kill, but he'll be more than happy with the second here. Just back on through the smoke. Caught Alex these pants around his legs. And away we go. All right, well, is it going to be more of this banana control gifted early from players? They've started with 3 players top banana. Nafany yet to find a kill. This would be a great time to do so. Flash forward smoke, obscuring. Wait, Nafany, he's behind you. He's behind you. Nafany! Oh, Mopos!
Absolutely bags him. Now, the fact that he's gone down, fine. You know what? Mission accomplished. He's managed to catch 1 on the banana split, and it will keep it 4-4. They've got 3 leaning A as it currently stands. They don't know it, but it certainly would be appealing if they could deny mid-info and just execute B.
They put so much faith in Axile, right? You see more often than not him solo anchoring over towards apartments and short, right? They have Inters floating, Shiro's also floating. It makes sense considering the 4-on-4 and Hobbit so passive over towards the B bomb site right now, but they're not going to be able to respond quick enough if an execute was to come in. There's currently no info on Banana, right? Top mid, Smokes is just fading now, so Inters actually has another one just been thrown on down.
That would be sick, but I think as it stands, Inters will have info in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nothing there. Nothing there. And Shiro's on his way quickly. The smoke on Banana might buy time for the rotate.
Hobbit's playing coffins as well. So if they get in and Hobbit doesn't find any traction, do they just want to consider a save? Inters is coming over too. The lion's share of the forces will be here to defend against this. A good shot for the players now.
Yeah, they've got it in time. Inters plans to push through. It's actually Hobbit, stands to deliver. Oh, and he takes 2 issues for the Riders with 20 HP, or rather 20 seconds through the smoke. Another goes down. Sampires on the retreat, and that's gone too. Well handled by the players. An AK upgrade for good measure, but that was, it looked like Movistar Riders had everything they needed.
Yeah, I think it was actually a CT smoke as well, dropped over towards the arch side to try and stop them going long, right? Not allowing them to pressure that side of the map. So using their utility to block off a key little corridor right there. But handled here, and this is how it started. A little bit awkward for Nafany, but they're able to get this one back, and big double kill from Hobbit, a necessary double kill. And they close things down, and Shiro will get up to his 8th frag. So still enough money for a buy again, but we are tied up 3-3. Bit more pep in the step here. Flashes over top mid, and ooh. Fortunate there for Inters. Sampires was blind, unable to take that line.
Quick flashes up for Banana control. Now few are wondering where they're going. Hobbit and Nafany, you are divided B defenders. Axile a little aggressive, doesn't have the support of Shiro here, so likely gonna just keep a lid on it. Shiro anticipating util towards short position. And they have themselves a walk up top mid. It does feel like a commitment here.
So they continue to smoke off this long side, right? That's a CT smoke again. Just making sure that they get forced up through porch. They're really trying to feed them to Axile.
Right, exactly. Axile's going to drop his incendiary now. And another. Is that no T smoke, or rather T Molotov smoke? There's a gap on that. They're going to commit to this. And here we go. Axile down. Davig contributing heavily, and it's getting messy on the site. Mopos is in. Mopos is planting. Hobbit and Inters have made it a whole lot more interesting for the CTs, but this is doable. Sunpires to post up to clean. Will he go for the deep sweep? This could benefit him so much. Deepest of sweeps. I heard a dink. Ouch. Holds his nerve now for the wide swing. Can't miss. Does miss. This is a problem. Mopos up against 3. Bombs planted for him. Good first frag, contributes, gets away and bangs another head now into the 1v1. Nafany yet to frag and continues to do so. It's Mopos who mops the floor with players, 4 in total. Magnificent performance from him. He lost everyone and takes them with him.
Beautiful round right there. Beautiful round. Great stuff to put the Riders up to 4 to contain this bit of a lead that they're building right now. That pit position, you can see how powerful it is. The AK-47 just blistering hot with the shots. It's the second one here that I think was the most impressive. It felt like it was a bit of the fadeaway, right? He just bops his head up on top of the bike, and well, the third, it's a one-on-one. Time starting to become an issue. And Nafany goes on down. Oof. close.
You know, Nafany, as Trace observed, was looking like he's kind of, you know, just warming into the day, getting ready for it, looking a bit kind of frustrated before a single round had been played. And I imagine that a slow start is only going to work in Mopos and Movistar Riders' favor. Now he's lost the clutch, he's lost a couple of duels he probably doesn't feel like he should have. Mopos, on the other hand, as you can see on screen, feeling a very good vibration. Testament to my statement. 2 out of 4 timeouts now used, and we are in the very early stages of Inferno.
Yeah, this is players actually getting put through their paces here. So, all right. Well, we've had back-to-back timeouts called, actually. I think one of them could have come from, because we're back into the music, we're back into it on the screen right here. So it could have actually gone a Movistar Riders timeout, now into a player's timeout, and they used one a little bit earlier. Yeah. So 3 timeouts in the first 7 rounds of play. But both teams have what resembles a bye. The biggest omissions are the 5-7 in the hands of Nafany, the MP9 in the hands of Inters. Let's go Bills on the other side.
Doing a lot of the talking there. Tends to be the pillar of this team. Everyone can lean on him when they feel like they need the support, and I think he's probably going to be starting to activate right about now.
They don't have an AWP on Shiro here to try and take some space with, so they're going to have to do it with the bodies, and Inters is going to be starting over towards site this round. Probably more conducive with the weapon he actually has. Now, trying to enable Hobbit, boosted up, having a look, and just misses the little step there. Needs to do a bit more training on the circus of the acrobatics.
Hobbit is such a threat. His crosshair is always in the right place with those smoke spams.
Nafany.
He has been left on his own. Could chip damage from the nade, but that's not going to deter. And if anything, Hobbit getting ready to lose Nafany, pulls away to drop an additional util set. I think he's actually just dropped a smoke for Nafany, so they rotate off.
They're really gambling on A here. They're hoping that Hobbit has done enough by showing that M4 that it might thrust them to check out what's going on over towards A, but A is very passive, right? And Movistar Riders, if they do get top mid control and they continue to get blocked and keep getting forced to go short, this is exactly what players want, but you can avoid this just by heading towards B, right? It's Nafany's 5-7, it's the only thing you have to deal with here. Time's starting to tick down, 50 seconds.
I think Davidji's going to sell it. You know, like this is enough for util. A step, he didn't quite commit. I thought there would be more from him, but yeah, they're walking into the right bomb site right now. That's the only smoke. Will they just go through it? They've got time to wait it out, but that is also time for Shiro to rotate through.
He's coming back, but I don't know what they can do here, Alex. Like, he's only got the M4. They have to get multi-kills between Nafany and Shiro on the way in, or it'll be another save.
Okay, well, flashed, smoked, swung.
Oh, that is a multi-kill of some kind.
Yeah, they put a bullet into each other. Emo's still not cleared, and again, this looks like it could work out.
There's a problem.
4 players, do you want to save? Do you want to go? They're going to walk on in. Shiro needs to die now. 10 seconds. Nafany can disrupt.
Flash by a teammate. Flash by a teammate.
Gets it down. Death to try and close the round, but Shiro's there as well. Only Sun Pius. It's a 1v4, and I think he's accepted his fate here.
Oh, Axel might close the door. Look at this. He's already pushed down mid. There's no way out.
Oh, the quick switch. Nice. Gets that. Heading back to the site, I suppose, just to stop the hunt and hold on to his AWP. But yeah, I mean, that's twice now. It looked like players were about to lose a disadvantaged B site, and they just about get the pieces back over to the right time for the right timing.
Yeah, I guess if you can't get a multi-kill yourself, a TK is going to do exactly that, right? So unfortunate there with the placed bullets from the Movistar Riders.
Here we go. We get to see how it went down. It was the unpredicted jump. Davidji tries to finish him off before the smoke blooms. It was rushed. Nafany, though, I mean, you got to give him some credit for the solo B play into managing to transition back to Emo, biding his time, knowing clock was the priority, and getting that bomb loose, or at least the planter out of the equation.
Now, a couple of issues here for both teams is where the loss bonus is at, because we have had a bit of back and forth rounds here. Nobody's been able to establish a big loss bonus streak, which is good because, well, the rounds are level, but this could be the turning point in the game right here. You can see the saved AWP alongside some upgraded pistols, and poor Mopos headed down to 10 HP to kick this one off. So
bit of a win. You know, you got Axel to use his smoke. You showed presence apps. I'm trying to find some silver linings for this unarmored sidearm.
I guess the silver lining is it is just Hobbit on B.
True.
So there's they jumped past, and I think Hobbit got wind of this. They didn't scale quickly off of it. He was able to get the smoke down, and that's going to send them straight on back. So unknowing what's on the other side, playing this one safe, and they continue to bait out utility and allow Sampaius to work the AWP. So if he's smoked off, that's really not conducive for an AWP by any means.
Hero's on his way, but there's more to this play. 45 seconds as 3 of them gather up top mid. Then they do, as you said, want Umpires to just work his magic. We're pulling all the util out. That was the last smoke from players.
And Nafni still has this Molotov, right? And one of the bigger issues is going to start to become if they don't commit, going down after time. I saw Big punish Naf yesterday with that, right? They were giving a lot of space to the Liquid players, so you really still have to worry about that, right? It is a late game. The T side, you are urged to go for these rounds by virtue of not getting lost bonus if you die after time.
When you've only got pistols and peanuts, you do have to go now. There they go. Crab Walker's been rustled, and Hobbit.
Oh, TK again.
10 HP, but he will go down eventually. Some players did put one into Alex's skull. The plant is great. The AWP recovered. Death should have Nafni if he arrives, but 3 from CT. He can't contribute from his current position. Marpaz has got 10 HP. He needs to live. Time ticking. You can hear they start to piece together this retake. They used a lot of their nades. It will just have to be the bullets. I like this. That's a nice angle. Requires quick reactions. Nafni's crawling. Will Deaths have assumed it's not coming? Deaths is going to have assumed it's not coming. Oh, and that's the end of the AWP. Surely the end of the round. Yep, just like that. Clean as anything. I was worried about the kit. Okay, excellent.
Right.
Well, yeah, everything's
spoke
fine.
about it last second, but that is so late. So late. I guess one of the positives with the way that players did it, everybody stayed alive in part of that retake, but that got very sketchy. I'm sitting there holding my breath for a second, wondering, like, how are they considered? Like, are they going for this? Is this really not happening? And it comes on through just, but they're keeping everybody on the edge of their seats right now. And this is going to be the second timeout called for Movistar Riders now.
Brazilian, wasn't it, in that respect? This, like, watching Nafni arrive, like, as they've gone from CT, walking all the way to coffins. He then takes the fight. Death's obviously very distracted at that time. They just about get that kill and then work out who had the kit. So it's their turn now. You can see the Spaniards have the coach on the mic.
Another Blade.
Another Blade. Blade on the coaching role seems to be a name they prefer. And they were all got matching keyboards. And is that a hand warmer? I know Mopos brings his own. Yeah. What a geek. He actually travels with his own little personal hand warmer.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, he's going to get the consistency there.
No, he's actually got it tuned to Spanish sun.
Ah, all right.
It's like he's on a Barcelona balcony right now.
It's like a 29-degree day.
Catalonian sun, I should say, yeah.
All right. Well, that's exciting. Now, they have taken a timeout. Let's see what this nets the Riders. Pate's had his chance to chip on in.
Look at that. Nafni is unhappy with his current standings. He's only got 2 frags, and he'd like some more, please, sir.
Bit of a one-way just under the cusp of this smoke here. So if you are the Riders, don't peek until that has subsided.
I think players might be the biggest candidate for throwing smokes that look the same but have a gap.
Yeah, Hobbit does a lot towards top banana, doesn't he? He's a bit of a cheeky boy with that one right there. Just taking advantage of the expectation.
And this setup, I mean, this is it. This is like if you sat around in a server for a couple of minutes with your friends and tried to geek out how to hold banana, this is probably where you'd end up. If you can throw it deep smoke banana and set up, they have to retake it. There's your second smoke, implying 2 players reside.
That was very well timed as well. So look at this, it's just under the 1 minute mark. This will leave them with about 40 seconds. And Nafni still has a molly in this position. Oh dear.
The pop flash worked, but Mopos just gets drive-byed by a blind Nafni.
Oh, and a free smoke for him too. Yeah, banana's locked. Get out. There's no way in B now. They'll be going through with about, what, 25 seconds? And as I mentioned, there was still a Molotov on Nafni. So this might even end up just being a save round for the Riders here.
By virtue of the util.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great. It feels like a difficult round to go for. There's no entries. There's no space. You're running out of time. Here comes the flash. There's that molly.
It's the right call. It's the right call. You just have to go. You just have to go to the B site. And here comes Hobbit and Shiro galloping through spawn. The cavalry has been called. And 15, 13, 12, all of these resources into a hasty throw together take 8 seconds. Someone needs to start planting. 5, it's Deaths. Punching in the numbers with a second to spare, but Hobbit here to ruin their day, and they don't even get it down in time. Oh, catastrophic. Oof. And $700 dues in Death's account. Davy G at least saves the AWP, but Deaths went down after time.
That was very well played on the utility there. Just primarily the utility. The fact that they were able to have the half-wall boost with Nafni close, and that meant they could limp out the utility later was perfect, right? They actually had some map control here, players, right? They weren't in the dark. This one is the one you're talking about as to why poor Deaths only ends up with $700. And, well, this AWP is going to be with Davy G for this one.
Oh, he need a hero round, don't you?
Yeah, and this is very difficult. It's very difficult to get back into this. It's 2,900 into the next as far as the loss bonus is concerned, so they should be able to buy. But Davigi saved the AWP, so for him, he'll only have 2,900, and Deaths is going to be a little bit light on as well, right? He'll be able to get the Galil. It shouldn't be too many qualms. But it's not going to be a perfect buy, right? It's not going to be, all right, boys, we got all the AKs. Sampaias has his AWP. It's just going to be, oh, this sucks a bit. But wait, I'll bet.
He was looking the wrong way for a second. You got excited.
Well, he holds that molly and he throws it quite deep, right? So that molly, he doesn't like bounce it off the wall because I think he's worried about getting scaled past. So he throws it as quite a passive molly. But Shiro, you're about to be in a bit of trouble, my friend. One and done.
They'd love that AWP. I mean, it's a whole lot better than
well, the
Glock.
Two-side, the double T-side AWP. It's,
never seen it, man.
It's a classic.
Yeah, in a way. Oh, and Malako Hobbit. 9 HP, the Tech-9 Dink on the fade. He did click first. But yeah, no, this one should just peter out into nothingness. You can see Axile is in his favorite spot. You can see the beautiful management of the angles there as he can just poke his head up intermittently for information. I don't really fancy their chances. Maybe Mr. Pius is their only way in if they do go.
Well, the desk was talking about him yesterday, you know, the fact that he didn't have the best of games, they still get across the line. If he could have a big Sampaias pop-off performance, I've seen it before, I think he's a good AWP player.
Yeah, 15 seconds. You have to hit it now, Pius, and now you've got to hit that no-scope. You've got to hit it here. Enters, no-scope, okay.
Another TK! They've had 3.5. Get it down, get it down. It's a one-on-one, still doable.
God damn it, this is all to play for now. Davigi needs this to go Alex's way. You can't have killed your hero AWP and gone -1. Alex can pull this across the line. Oh, he was thinking about it. Second guessing it now. Heard the jump up. Oh, at the elevated angle, Nafany. Far too prepared, far too wise. And Movistar Riders, I think that one might call a timeout just because of how close you came.
Oh, just the way that players play these rounds, it's so agonizing, right? Because they're pulling teeth. They're really just drawing everything out. And the Riders are doing the same here. This TK, yeah, you're right, -1. I didn't even realize what the scores on the doors were. The fact they've had 3 team kills already within this game, that is mental.
Yeah, and I hate calling players out, but when you realize someone's having a bad game, you know, 0-10 is a bad game at the moment in 10 rounds, but then you kill the hero AWP in the 10-second flustered finish.
That you saved, by the way. You saved it, he got it back, and you took him out.
Oh.
So, a double agent, I think, in that round right there.
A bit of a double agent.
Here you go, Sampaias. I got you your favorite gun.
And there it goes.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Double tap to the back of the head. All right. Well, this is definitely quite a lovely adventure.
It's delivering some form of entertainment, that's for sure. It's different.
Yeah.
We do like it different.
Got to keep it interesting.
Mopos, banana entries. Been all right at these.
People are clever in the chat. It's Dav -1G.
Wow. We got the comedians here.
Yeah, fair play.
All right, well, that deep banana smoke is going to thrust them forward towards A. They're going to have to take a bit of space, quick as you'd like. Halfway up long, that smoke will divide Shiro's line of sight. Nafany has to worry about arch side now. They'll start taking 3 players in, and, well, they've actually battened down the hatches here. This is going to be perfect. Inters is even lining up a one-way smoke inside of A site if they do try and come up short.
Yeah, look at this. Oh, they've got some geeky setups, and it is so much fun to watch when they pay off. You know, you just see a 5-man, 5 blue on 5 brown.
Are they going to fake A? Where's the bomb going?
I don't think they knew. I think Davigi was there just to provide some util.
Well, he's got the only smoke right here, so they're going to have to smoke Moto and go, and they're going to go into the stack with 15 seconds. These late plays are not going well.
Nafany reveals himself, all that space, all that time, now they rush in, and just like that, they're rushed out. Just as we discussed and prophesized, no less. The pace, I think, from the Spaniards is almost giving them enough rope to hang themselves. This is what players in the opposite way, you know, you talked about how they can be exploited with all the space they give you. Sometimes it's just too much space.
Yeah, because the Riders aren't taking any risks, right? They're not pushing any territory early because they're worrying about being punished. But these crossfires are so passive, and it looks great when there's 15 seconds left on the clock, and if you don't trade 1-for-1, you lose the round. But early, they could put a bit more pressure. We can see where the gaps are early for players. Unfortunately, no X-ray for the Movistar Riders here to do the same. But it's getting rough out there now. This started tied up 4-4 at one point in the game, and now it's been the last, 5 rounds in a row, consecutive fashion here. 2 of them have been timeout, 3 of them have been by virtue of defuse, and it's another hobbled buy for Riders. It's just never been good as far as the buy department goes. Khalil, Orb, couple of upgraded pistols. Hobbit's got another one through the smoke. Poor Mopos is down.
He had no armor. He had no armor with that Khalil, and it does just mean that you're counting on a T-side double opener, essentially, with the AWP. It's a lot on the precious shoulders of some Pius. David for info. Shiro a passive line. He's far too well drilled. I get the information safely and play in for the retake.
Yeah, he's ready for the swing, right? So they just let Axel and Inters know they can both play tucked away. That smoke's going to help things be defensive. And Sampaius actually pivots back through short. So they know that there's one pass, and they're well aware of that. There's no banana push from either Nafany or Hobbit. They're actually just rotating over. This gets interesting now.
It does. Inters has got the orb bullet. Axel swings out, catches Des on the clip. That is quite the shot out of Alex. First Eagle bullet into the head. Shiro's got him locked. Sampaius fights his way out. Little bit of a jailbreak from the AWPer here. Sampaius catches bullets. Hobbit reveals he's into it. And Nafany up mid brackets.
They have the nade here. This nade could be well placed onto Sampaius. It could actually take him out over towards the bike position. There it is, but 7 points of health remain. Sampaius so lucky to stay alive.
It's all he needs if he can just not go down to Nafany on the hold. A necessary 5th round is just half a bombs tick away. They are playing it safe. Taste of their own medicine here, players. As you know, the side is occupied, but you can't find a thing. A peep. A frag, Sampaius a 3rd, and that's why you trust him to pull those frags out. The desk said they had to see Sampaius at the top of the scoreboard and show up today, and he has in a very big way.
Yeah, massive round. And as you mentioned, the 5th, Hobbit's going to do a bit of residual damage there. The money's still a little bit scattered, but at least it will be a much better buy coming out from the Riders, and they got it done with very little. So that's a great round to manufacture there, but the passive nature of both of these teams is coming back to bite them in the ass. This is how the round started, and players end up losing this round. That's where a little bit quizzical, a little bit of a question mark situation going on there.
Good round, really good round from Sampaius. Good reads and the necessary frags, but that just gives us a chance for a very competitive half. If you want to really lay down the law, if you want to capture the attention of everyone watching the scoreboard, HLTV, yeah, that's a big find. 7 would be quite the half. Hobbit this time, the fact that he's the opening death as opposed to the provider of the opening kill could change things, and the House of Cards could tumble. Already smoke onto Nafany's solo B side.
Yeah, this could get very interesting now, and the money's going to be reset for players here, so the other 3 might just save. They're looking like they want to brute force their way in. Mopos and Alex are up close and personal. Davy, Jin, Sampaius not too far up behind.
It's been a long time since this boost was Vogue, and Nafany demonstrates why. Catches the tip of the head. He is so low, though.
He's open.
6 feet lower.
Round should be done. It should be a save from players, right? There's no way that they can justify going for this where their money's at. In the next round to play, only going to be 1900. It's the final round of the half coming up next. You still have bucket loads of utility left over. This has been quite an excruciating half to watch, right? It has for both teams. Felt like getting blood from a stone in certain scenarios, but looking to keep 4 players alive here. And as we do sit back and chill for the next 40 seconds, Alex, pick a number between 1 and 150. 130, sorry.
118. 118.
Page
118.
Page 118.
That was the number you had to call in the UK before the internet. Like if you wanted to ask, what time is the movie showing in the local theatre? And they were the yellow pages after the yellow pages.
Okay, well, we are on page 118 of the Big Book of Random Facts by Bill O'Neill. Interesting Trivia and Funny Facts Volume 2.
All right, I'm going to hydrate while you tell me.
Okay, let's pick one of these facts here. Let's go with... we'll go with one close to home. Fact number 883. The first episode of Steve Irwin's nature television show, The Crocodile Hunter, consisted of crocodile trapping video footage shot during his honeymoon with Terry Raines.
He trapped crocodiles on his honeymoon?
Yeah, well, he's that type of guy. Or he was that type of guy.
And I think he's probably I imagine his whole family were quite wild.
Oh yeah, they're still
wildlife
keeping it up now. There's like a zoo down there and everything. They all doing it all the time.
His son is like kind of the embodiment of him in a way. That's nice. Rest in peace, Steve Irwin.
Okay, well, let's see. How many rounds can the Riders get? Look how aggressive Axel is right here. He's straight down the guts. Banana, RG Barge top again. And, well, they've traded out 1 for 1. Moppos has grabbed another one back here, ready for the push. This is looking good now for the Riders.
Nafany's done a lot to silence them. This is a big commit. If Alex can get away, he's only got the one-on-one. Shiro, though, ready for the swing. The smoke and the commit. They have to not be deterred by Shiro's presence, but I fear the smoke and the shot have done enough. No, Molly and Nade. Clears out Paul. He was going for the hero. No scope. That's audacious from Shiro. We can't believe yeah, sticking around a little too much there. But Inters will rotate through. He's opted for Banana.
So much utility here, but he has to isolate both these fights. He at least has 40 seconds to do with, right? He could smoke Coffins, and he could molly towards New Box or towards Emo if he wanted, right? I'm sure he knows lineups for all of that, a flash to go. But by doing that, he gives away his position with utility. So right now, it has the element of surprise, but there's only 2 corridors to worry about.
Yeah, and I imagine at some point a jiggle out of Pius or even Deaths is going to be the one to take first contact. The molly reveals the trajectory. We know where he is. And it looks like a 7. Very competitive half here. As Sun Pius confirms it, 8-7. You can hear what that means to them. They know they are within touching distance of being very competitive in this series. This is the top dog of the group. This is players up against the Movistar Riders, and we'll see how they clash in our second half in just a minute's time.
Hey Future Pros, on Inferno today, and I thought I'd show you how to throw the classic one-way to help you sneak out of the A apartments and maybe find a kill or two. To throw the smoke, get apps control, then position yourself on the edge of this door. Aim at the lower middle part of the extended bit of the arch. And throw. It's crazy how fast Rain throws his smoke, as this version is a little precise, so give it some practice. Now you have a good chance to crawl out of the apartments and play around the one-way smoke. CTs should usually be playing more passive once the smoke is thrown, but maybe you can find a CT with his pants down.
We're rocking and rolling with our second half of Inferno. It's been a competitive half. It's had its ups and downs for both squads. You got players taking to the T side now. We go to the defense to see how Movistar Riders can fare. We start with pistols and a lot of nades and fanfare for both teams. In fact, just counting Amiga 6 Kevlar vests across 10 players today, Chad.
Okay, well, let's see what they can do with these nades. We do have 2 smokes and a molly over there for Inters and Nafany. Is he going to get given a little flashbang there, old Inters? And on the other side, a HE for deaths, a couple of flashbangs and a kit for Mopoz, and a smoke and a flash for davvy. So they have to have a bit of a plan here. Are they trying to block? Are they trying to get aggressive? And right now, a bit of a standard setup. That flash right there in the hands of Mopoz is going to enable a banana re-aggress. The 1x odds are still favoring the players here, Alex. And to be honest, it's not looking great for them, all things considered. A execute would be perfect, though, wouldn't it?
They are going to absolutely cream cracker Deaths and davvy. The double Ds of the Movistar Riders about to get a rude shock. Oh, woof. davvy, quite a contribution, puts him up to 0. Hard to track. Look at the movement of Hobbit, and still doesn't stop Deaths from taking the double. They have not been cooked at all. 2 left. Mission accomplished. The double Ds do it all. That's it. Just the 2 of them. And the rough translation is nice.
Happy with that one, aren't they? Yeah, and it was a great round from the 2 of them. And I liked it as part of the scissor, paper, rock that is utility and Counter-Strike here. davvy had them all. Not only did he have the scissor, he had the paper, he had the rock, right? He was ready there, he had a HE, he had a flash, and he also had that smoke. So when the molly came in, he didn't care. And that meant they were glued on him, worrying about him picking left or right of the smoke or on the bike, and Deaths could strike. So perfect stuff. 8-8 and eco from players now. And Yanko, he said at the start of the day, he thinks Liquid are going to top the group. Well, if players lose this, maybe they will.
Maybe. If Pro League groups are anything to go by, it's not going to be players who top the group.
We could even talk a little bit about Liquid, right? Because I was watching them yesterday, and normally when Shox is pulling out the secondary AWP, at least in past teams, I get a little bit concerned. But I feel like it makes sense in Liquid, right? I don't mind him doing it in Liquid. We have OC as the primary AWP, but Shox is going to be this player as part of the team to plug the gaps, be that experience. And if bringing out the AWP and getting a couple of key kills against Big on a map like Dust 2 is the way to do it, I was like, actually, you know what? You do you, Shox. Yeah. Like, you do what you got to do in this, because the dynamic of this team, it's still coming together.
And it's not like he can't do everything, Shox. I mean, he's done
it all.
Done it all. And then some. Committing into them. Alex and Mopoz's turn. Alex and... Hey, gets enough bullets across the line. Is run down, but Mopoz is here to mop. Oh.
He didn't have any head armor there.
Yeah, he
just instant died. If Inters can plant, just get that bomb down and punch the digits. I think you might get away with it here. This is huge. That is massive.
A full eco bomb plant. Okay. And 2 kills.
That's a win.
Yeah, if anything, players, they won't have a 9th inscribed to their name, but they've made it a whole lot more costly and a whole lot more profitable.
Yeah, okay, so a bit of extra cash to splash here. So now instead of having, just over that 4K, 4.5K mark, they're going to have the 5 and 5.5K mark. So this is great as far as the buy goes. A couple more key pieces of utility. They're not going to have to worry about the buy whatsoever, and they can go straight into a full-fledged gun round. So great stuff to get that bomb down, and all it was Glocks, a little bit of patience, and a flash and go. Good stuff from players. Let's see, can they bounce back and keep this one tied up at 9-9? Rifles will be out for everybody on the Riders as well. 3 M4s of the Silence variety, the M4A4 for Mopoz, and a FAMAS for davvy.
Oh, Nafany does have to extinguish for survival. No follow-up nades as of yet. A 3-2 split. Mopoz positioning himself for the retake util. Oh, they're changing their mind, so he gets to keep it and boost Alex up instead.
Okay, so this is very, very passive, right? They're kind of hoping that they go up against an execute here. You can see that they're expecting a potential early B pop coming out. And as Nafany and Axel work their way up banana, Shiro comes too. We saw this from Inters and Hobbit in second mid yesterday as well. They have this crossfire with Hobbit playing forward of bench. They have Inters traditionally playing under the balcony position. And this is just so they can make sure if there's any windows, halls, or mid pushes, the 2 of them can contain and help sell a bit of a mid fake like this.
Kind of cool. Simple, but effective. No one's moved, though. And I suppose the deviation from that is you send Shiro to pick up the bomb and actually walk A.
Hobbit got up mid literally on his own.
Yeah.
Like, he threw all the utility, he's up mid, and now they can start pressuring some Pius here. They can leave Nafany Park top banana to listen for rotations, and now they just need to look for a kill, and they might get one.
Some Pius is going for an avant-garde maneuver On the fade, he's going to try and disrupt them. This is all or nothing. All or nothing. Hobbit gone. He's got nothing. Sun Pius, well played. He's rumbled their plans, foiled completely. Now they have to throw what little remains into the A site. Sun Pius tucked in. No AWP in play. Daviji from the balk. Drops his util, makes it clear where he was.
15 seconds save.
This is a game. It's the best option for them.
Get on out. Don't even risk this. Like, it would not be the players that I know if they were to go for a round like this one. So holding on to his AKs, I said it was a better buy because of that plant, but it didn't look like a better buy once we're in the round. Hobbit goes down through the audacious maneuver. Nafany then tries to lurk into B and hope that nobody's home or nobody's paying attention. Well, guess what they are? And the Riders are up to double digits first. Looking very good here on Inferno.
Yeah, that was really good.
Simple stuff as well. Wasn't any. They didn't get flustered. It didn't have any concerns right there. So yeah, just handling this.
And I know it's easy when you're sitting here in the caster chair to kind of ascribe more value to things, but like the counter to the player's pistol with the util did feel like and the way they celebrated it implied they might have done their research and kind of got the number for that. But also here, you know, Sun Pius emerging in that smoke, he just seemed to be very switched on as to what was on the other side of it. Good nade damage. Axile, a shadow of his former self at 3 HP. Might want to juggle that over to Hobbit.
It is another default here as well, right? Yeah. And they didn't get banana control early this time, so that's a bit of a difference maker. The smoke dropped top banana very, very deep, and this is hoping to force their hand over towards A. Mopos will push on down. Alex just rotated back to pick up some extra utility, I do believe. And as all this goes on, they're starting to turn their attention towards A. But I think that Mopos is the type of guy to go for a timing push here to try and flank them out when Sun Pius and co are feeling pressure on the A bomb site. So let's keep an eye on that as we just hit that 1 minute mark.
Yeah, so Nafany knows it's a possibility and will at some point have to join his troops, his merry men. Can't believe Axel didn't opt to give him the rifle. Actually, that's a lie. He swapped out for the Galil.
Oh, we've all been there. We've all been there. I think his jump through key might be pretty close to G, guys.
Yeah,
so
I'd argue the same.
Oh, Mopos is falling back.
Well, he's safe just for now. So long smoke.
Is it a mid to B split? I think it is.
Alex is going to have to reposition. Sun Pius confirms they're not coming library side. Alex, 25. Oh, tight line he holds, and he might take two. Reese strafes out, doesn't clear his corner, and Axel gets the low HP frag. This gets awkward now. More so, with 14 seconds, Mopos needed a double. Deaths has found it now, but they're not going to be able to stop the plant. A 2v2 established, and util on Shiro. Daviji onto Nafany. This is the fight that determines how close and how much the Spaniards can say nothing. Nafany silences him. Deaths thinks better of it.
How they pull that one out, right? It looked pretty hopeless there. It looked very hopeless. Didn't feel like they had a good idea to go for a mid to B like that. You could see the players over towards the side. They retained banana control for quite some time, but eventually Mopos had to rotate back. Maybe overcooking the pooch, right? After getting that first kill through that deep CT line, going for a second really came back to bite them in the arse there, Riders. And it will just be Deaths holding on to this rifle. He can drop one, Alex can buy, Daviji the same. So as far as the purchase department goes, I think the Riders will be fine going into what will be round number 20. There you go.
Ooh.
On the board, first round here for the players in the second half. And
very convincing way to do it.
Yeah. Especially after the gun round they had just before that, right? Where they just got stumped by 2 opening kills. So a great way to get back into things here.
We got ourselves a real competitive game here.
Well, that's the thing, because it's going to start popping off soon where the retakes become mandatory, right? Right now, okay, we're still in the period of the game. We're still we're getting mid to late.
Like everyone lays down their rifles and says, we'll see you next round.
Yeah, but in about 3 to 4 rounds time, that will completely shift and teams will have to start going for retakes. So let's keep an eye on how this one trends. Deep banana molly there from Axile to dissuade. Here's the Sun Pius AWP and doesn't see a lot. They're keeping them tail tucked and almost quick to the draw.
Easy there, Captain. Repeak, normally punished, but Nafany was just late on Boiler. He can reposition. He's responsible for shot, and they're going. They are just going. Daviji, big contribution as he finds one from Pit.
He must have been up on the balcony, right, to find that line. And here's an Alex push. There's 1.5. The bomb's loose. So's the round.
Oh, this is going to be a complete wipeout. 3 for Sun Pius, but they take down everyone from players very early doors, and that is just redemption from the previous. It's going to put them right back down into the doldrums of this, well, unable to buy territory. 2 of them on 4K. This is the repeat onto Axel. Now, normally you'd be vulnerable to a boiler swing, but because of his proactive and speedy repeat, he manages to get away. And leave with 3 frags. So he's feeling himself, and this is what the desk wanted. You can see what it means to him as well.
You really get to play your own game. Well, actually, let me try again. You really get to play Counter-Strike against players. Like, they let you play.
Yeah.
They don't disrespect you. Like, they'll actually, they playing so by the book that you get to play whatever version of Counter-Strike you want, almost. Right? Unless it's hyper-aggressive, and then you're probably going to be pushing into defaults. But you could probably still have some well-orchestrated moves to find picks against their defaults.
How does that contrast to when you used to play against, like, peak Astralis? Because they played the percentages. They played in similar to how players have kind of outlined how the game should be played. Did it feel the same? Did every team get to play against Astralis?
I don't think so.
Because they also had the mode where it's like, I'm going to run at you because I'm better.
Yeah, I think that Astralis probably had that little bit of extra flair that they believed in, right? And that's one of the question marks around players, especially on LAN. Like, they need some closers or some showstoppers, right? Like, Shiro can be that in the clutch. Axel, when he's having a big moment, traditionally we turn towards Hobbit. If Nafany's finding openings, then cool. But the thing is, that's where the next... If they're going to blossom into a beautiful butterfly on LAN, especially for arena games, they need somebody to be that showstopper or the closer or the big game player, right? And it's just words, but it's someone who's going to make a play that's outside of the box, because you need that. Like, look at FaZe, for example, right? They'll have those individuals that will just shut down rounds with individual brilliance. You can have the high understanding of how to play team-based Counter-Strike, but eventually you'll need a miracle.
Look at this. We have got 9 of the 10 players in the server in one small square footage. There's a lot of backs turned, a lot of bodies dropped in both regards. And now they can flood out. They're not ready for apps. The gap exploited players with a coordinated take.
It's a bad one to lose.
A very bad one to lose. And at the real business end of our game, they had the resources here. I'm struggling to kind of process how that fell apart. Was it just the absence of the apartment's hold, I suppose?
Yeah, well, the fact that there was so much trading on middle, I guess it keep their attention turned. Yeah. So great stuff here from players, and they should be good for this round.
Should be.
Opposite, you really give this a look, my friend. Your money's not great, mate.
I like the bait. Fintas just pokes his head up. It's GG, but...
Yeah, calling the save. They're out. They're out.
Okay. Wow. What a turnaround. Those are the rounds you dream of as a T-sider in a 11-9 scoreline. That is dreamy. After all of the hard work they put in, by they, I mean Movistar Riders, into exhausting the coffers and getting a gimme, this gimme has cost them a round.
Yeah, so
here we go, recap.
This is the thing, right? So Axel gets the first, they trade 2 back, but it's that Shiro shot, right? And then you have the 2 players coming through the apartment. So the fact they get so much out of middle with only 3 players right there is great, and just all that pressure applied. Now, it has gone back and forth in the last 3 rounds, and this is where the turning point will come in. They had to save those guns to make sure their buy looks somewhat sustainable going forward. But players, again, are in a position to break them. Neither team is really able to build this big loss bonus. So there will be, well, still a couple more rounds of saves if this does continue. Banana Molly. Here's the pallet boost just to get a deeper line. And yeah, not hitting the mark right there, but all good in the hood. They're able to get away.
Some Pius has left a donation. And an early gamble could be misplaced here. Some Pius is hard rotated to the B-bomb site. It's just deaths. The re-smoke's not bad. It might hold them at bay.
Yeah, not lurking through it right now. They're actually fully respecting this, and that's huge because, as you mentioned, only 2 players on the site and both spread out. So I don't know how they're meant to defend against this. Daviji's going to have to do something massive from this balcony pit position.
Oh, they're just clearing a banana now. They're going to be out of sync. They're just going to commit to this. They're going alongside Deaths with only an MP9. What is he supposed to do? Util's done a lot of work. It means Mopos will be by library by the time they're up long. They're up long. Daviji needs a headshot on the first peak, draws attention. Mopos does convert somewhere from the gap in the smoke, but through the smoke comes Alex. That's bomb found. Daviji, another one from the mini pit. Round not over yet. 20 seconds. The bomb needs to be retrieved from long side. One good shot out of Sun Pius ends the round here. Oh no, they got it. And they get away. They can't plan. It's just survival.
The miss.
Missed it just to the side of Intu's hip. And they'll let them know exactly what's happened there. Oh, that's a heartbreaker. There was so much on the line given the previous round as well. They are sent back to the Bronze Age, picking berries and taming sheep.
Oh, this is not going to be easy right now with the money situation. players are about to take over this game here, I think, Alex. And you can see it. They're being patient. It's a good shot from Sampaias there, but the fact that Inters was up close and personal to get the trade, a mandatory trade right there, and even scoops back up the AWP on the way out the door. You hear them yelling at the tail end of that, and it's an important round. You're right, because of the economy.
Oh. Game on, folks.
Oh. Inters might have to be a little bit worried about this one. We'll nip away in the rotation back towards B. Deaths is, well, has a lot of information, but I think they know where he is. Has to peek, goes on down, and any of those issues I was worried about have been completely alleviated. But the B stack is still where Nafany's sniffing on out. Creepy Crawley on his way, Mac 10 in hand. A bit of space has been spotted now. Thrust forward, peppered and gone. They know that there's at least 2, maybe 3, and well, Axile will enjoy that. He's going to grab himself all 3 and Inters for the 4th onto Javi G. Bomb will get planted there. Didn't quite get the digits in for the...
Not for you.
Maybe next round. As we get another Movistar Riders timeout. This is the 3rd of their batch. They just have 1 more remaining after this. Now their money, low end 4.3 on Deaths, high end 5k on Alex, meaning if there was to be an AWP, it means Alex or Davi G would go without a whole lot, right? It would be like a Jame drop of an AWP that we've seen Buster go for, or the Sanjis of the past, where they just walk around with the weapon and they go, oh, I guess I just have to avoid all the nade damage, all the wallbang damage, make sure there's no Molotovs.
But like Jame and like Sampaias, there's always grounds for it in the sense that he did have a hero AWP round that they won with a 3k on his AWP, just like Jame.
But I think right here, the Riders understand what they're up against, right? They're almost, they're not foregoing this round, they're only half buying, right? Next round, they know the loss bonus is going to be 2,900. They can get a full buy going into that. They're going to make this one interesting. You can see how much utility they've invested in. Plenty of smokes, couple of mollies.
I like it when we see a conservative buy at this stage in the competition, just because it's acknowledging that they do want to put up a fight, and they will. You know, these rounds are not easy to win, as players have demonstrated by winning one on their T side as well.
Some of the keys here to note as well, when the utility comes out from Riders early, for players it looks like a gun round, right? They're only really going to know it's pistols once they get into some of those biffs. And even if you were to find an MP9 first, then you could still be considering, wait, there could be M4s out here.
Well, util, you know, you're going to act under the assumption that it is all the beans. Oh, wow. Mopods didn't go down next to that half-wall smoke, but they are boosted. What are you going to do with this? Axel catches Mopoz's aggression. And Alex's deagle is not long for this site or round. He just sticks around and takes one head, but the B site's open for business. Hobbitt's even winning duels over on A short as well. So it's not quite gone to plan in terms of drawing it out and keeping them guessing. Mission not accomplished in that respect, and a nasty way for Pius to go down there.
Yeah, just not expecting them to be so aggressive without utility. And now the bomb will get scooped up, 35 seconds. Davi G, if he can get an upgrade out of this, holding onto the armor and still the light utility he has would be fantastic going forward. Just gives him a bit more of a buffer for the tail end of the game. So he's trying to sniff him out.
Have a little look. Nah, maybe not.
It's quite a pretty MP9.
It is. Matches the gloves.
Fuji.
Yeah. He's got a theme.
There is a... Maui was saying that just down the road there is a bit of it like a Japanese park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Japanese?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
On the left.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went for a little walk around there yesterday, actually, with Anders.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I had a lovely walk in the 20-degree heat.
It was beautiful yesterday, wasn't it?
Anders B loom.
Another nice day today.
Oh, we skipped.
It is allergy season.
It is. I'm very fortunate, but I also fear the fact that your body can randomly just develop an allergy.
Yeah.
Like, that's just so weird. You could be like 30 years old, never had hay fever, and then you wake up like, why do I feel like a death?
Yeah, I don't have allergies either. I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah, very, very fortunate. I had one of my close friends at school had a sun allergy, which really is just essentially, you're allergic to life at that point.
That really sucks.
You know, like...
Can't go out during the day.
Well, I think he did. I think you feel miserable and exhausted when there's direct sun.
Oh, that really sucks.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of like what humans need, you know?
Yeah. Yikes. Okay.
Shout out to Angus one time.
That's not very fun.
13 to 11.
Oh, they got that AWP out for Sampaias, right? They saved for it, so let's see. Can they find that impact with it?
Smoke. It's fun to see that thrown from spawn. It does mean you can gamble an AWP early, even more so than normal. Oh, wow. Nafany actually wants to fight this, and he's just standing there, braving this, hoping to catch the jump for info.
Ooh, that one gonned him.
Oh, but he is playing some proper calculated counter here.
It's important that he blocked that because where he was sitting is exactly where that molly's intended for. So, if they think it's close, Nafany can punish here.
Pius won't be ready for this close swing. I don't suspect he's going to be able to track this shot. It's up to his teammates to keep him covered. The nade followed by the swing, perhaps. Oh, it's calculated, but the Spaniard delivers. Mopos big frag onto Nafany. Axel pays a heavy price as well, so Shiro and Axel are operating well under half health.
If they do just execute B, though, it would be the perfect call. It's currently just Sampaius there with that AWP and 3 points of health, right? So for him, it's going to get very hot under the collar as Hobbit continues to do what he does, right? This top-mid utility combo. He can molly under porch, he can smoke off long, and he can flash top-mid. I've actually parked Axel up very aggressively here. If they return to A, I feel like Alex, Deaths, and Davy got this.
Yeah, they should. They're in the right place for this. 30 seconds as the smokes will land. Hobbit worming his way up long, but they're going back to B. They are being naughty here, players. Very, very low time, but this is the perfect call. Axel was parked this entire time. Sampaius.
Oh, he's seen a lot here. He can call. The rotation can start coming.
Great catch onto Axel. Yeah, he can feel now they are committing. If he gets one more, it's going to be GG. 5, 4. They can't plan, can they?
I don't think
punching in the digits.
I don't think there's time. Both of the teams have had a round like that this game.
I thought I just heard a Spanish harosh there.
Maybe.
Maybe they were throwing it back.
Yeah.
Oi, oi, oi. Revenge. I mean, you know what? That could probably. I think the ledger is equalised a bit here.
Just need a couple of TKs out of players now, and I think we're almost leveled up.
Unforced errors on both sides, but that's
had all that power, and then he ran back across, and then comes back.
I don't think he suspected that that's what he was occupying. It was a funny one, and especially in our POV, it looked like he was in the sweetest of spots to exploit Sampaius' hold, but he just didn't know. And coming back through, I mean, I guess my brain was working overtime because in my mind, he's seen Axel leave Banana. He's thinking,
is it A?
Careful, A? You know, but I guess he then looks at the time and goes, no, wait. There's 10 seconds.
Where could they be
are
going?
they? Is there another bomb site I didn't know about?
Yeah, all right. Very curious game of Counter-Strike we have here for your Thursday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. But that's the last Movistar Riders timeout used there. It's going to give Groove a chance to have a bit of a chat too, because it's getting odd. It's getting strange. Getting wild out here on Inferno. We do have Mirage up next, and Ancient if we need it as the third map. But this one, it's hard to separate who's going to be the winner, who's going to be the loser. If you want to get involved at home, use the hashtag ESL Pro League. Tweet at us. Let us know what's going on.
If you're making any Mays, send them over to the hashtag ESL EPL meme review. That's EPL MEME REVIEW. Wow, we never spelt that and don't need to, so I'm never doing that again. Alex. Uh-oh, Alex has got a lot on his plate here. He might force Axel forward, courtesy of the flash, and Mopos to respond in kind. Nice work from him.
Pressure, it's coming.
No, you might have done enough, you know.
Up and over, look at this.
Oh, yeah, you're not ready for that, are you? Oh, here's it. Doesn't punish it. Nafany posted up. But a 4 versus 4.
They're able to get this space a lot, right? They're able to tuck across, but they don't do anything with it. So Nafany's
don't generalize off of Axel's bad.
Well, they did it before with Nafany too. True. But now the space is taken, but Nafany's completely removed from the play. That's a very orky Momo.
Yeah, very orky indeed. They are in trouble. Nade onto Davy G. Hold fast, hold your nerve. Nafany's walking into Mopos as well. I want to keep track of that fight. Mopos is actually beating him. That's perfect because nothing else remains. They will have to commit A. 28. What's happening here? What is happening here? Players just victims of the clock. I'm walking into the stacked site. Warning shots from Sampaius has led to his demise.
Oh,
and now
wallbang. Davy G, it's on you, mate.
Davy G tries to have a moment, and it works. I can't believe it works for the players. The shot onto Sampaius by virtue of the sound, not even the tracer fire. He was silenced M4.
I think Mopos is going to consider this. You know, I said they have to stop saving at some point. A 1-on-2, a kit on his back, a smoke as well. He's giving it a crack here.
But what does he do with this crossfire? Like you can see how this goes.
If he smokes off pit, at least he can isolate a fight towards site.
Time. is of the essence, and he does find Shiro, not ready for Hobbit behind him. 14 and an AWP recovered. Hobbit does have to do it. 4 players there. 3 kills from him and a crucial one into opening up the site. Shiro hitting the nonsense wallbang.
Yeah, that's just doing his clears without even seeing anybody. So good stuff from Shiro there. But this is a classic players game, right? I would love if we could get Kasad and Yank on the desk to maybe elaborate a little bit more. But this team, right, they have a lot of matches. Don't let the Party Astronauts game confuse you, right? It's very rare that I feel like I see a Gambit stomp. Sorry, a player's stomp. It's traditionally just these guys grinding out games, right? Because they go for a lot of saves, they do the percentage plays, and that's why the scorelines tend to be in double digits against their opponents. And that's no question mark here as the Riders, they are down to just some pistols and peanuts. It's going to be the Swag 7 at Davi G, though. I can get excited about that.
You might have to get excited about that if you want to see them convert their map pick. You know, you're right in terms of, I think the desk should try and summarize with their beautiful knowledge as to why players' games tend to feel like this. But for the Movistar Riders, you know, you're going to be beating yourself up looking back at some of the rounds, some of the individual moves and maneuvers, how close you were to pushing players all the way.
Both teams have been a victim of the clock, right? Massively so. This is actually a well-timed push here from Mopaz. If he keeps going, he could get a timing on a couple, and the Deagle at this range is still going to be potent. They will be slinking around the corner momentarily.
No one's looking. No one is looking. This
hit
was
the target.
Dreamed shot, and some players fills the feed with CZ. Davi G takes down Shiro, and now players drop the ball. They fully fumble it. Hands coated in Bartoli. Oh, that is a slippery round. Maybe Inters can save the day.
Give us a 1-on-5 here, Inters.
He's going to, isn't he?
We love a good 1-on-5 around here.
He is actually going to win a 1v5. Oh, wow. Of course, Sumpius, who's done so much, has got the low HP. Death dispatch for A. Weapons to be retrieved, but 15 seconds. He has to go A. Surely if Sumpius sees nothing in 5, he has to start jogging back to the other side.
That's has this. There's no way. Because Inters doesn't know that somebody's close. He needs to plant safe. There it is. Yeah, you can actually breathe a sigh of relief. That right there should have been 15. It should have been 15. It was just light pistol upgrades and a mag 7. That right there was the 15th round for players. It was theirs to take.
It was all theirs, right in front of them.
Some pious double. Oh, look at the lineup. Thank you very much.
And this is all, you know, how many times have we watched this? Players default or set up their executes. They've always got the flank covered. But this time, I think in the flustered moments of getting it all together, no one was paying attention. The one time they get punished for it, that is agonizing. Oh, there's more to this game, Chad. More to come.
Yeah, and look, we're still at that teeter point right here because both teams, as far as loss bonus goes, it's 1,900 into the next. So this is still anybody's game right now. Pressure towards long. Sumpius drops the molly. Flushes Nafany forward, and the Tech 9. It can't get it done. He was on his own. He was isolated. The attack's coming towards A. They have to go. Surely they have to go. Of course they don't.
Well, they're coming into Sumpius' domain. He's handled business more often than not, and not dry. Dry? Goodbye. 1 for 1.
Hobbit is hoping somebody over-rotates out of this position. It's powerful, right? He can get the players rotating in or out of the A bomb site, but look how stalled out this is. You've got top mid control, you've got Hall's control. There's still 3 players here, and they're still in very, very passive positions, back of sight, in the pit, ready to smash this away. I feel like there has to be an element of this for players where they're discussing a save, because remember, 1,900 loss bonus into the next.
Yeah. But knowing players, this is a 3v4, they turn around somehow. Hobbit sitting duck for Davi G to pluck. They're going to lose it all. They're going to lose everything. The sound cue's drawing their attention. Their head is just on a constant swivel. He elevates for a nice triple. Buena. Is that what they're saying?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I like that they're yelling.
I know zero Spanish, but I really wish I'd had just the fundamentals. Let me open my little Spanish translation. It means good.
Okay, nice.
Believe it or not.
So similar to nice. Yeah.
Good.
All right. Okay, well, we're learning today. You come on in today, we're doing Spanish lessons.
Buena. And nice is agradable. Okay, I'm going to come back to that.
You gonna try that one again?
I think I might. Hang on.
Maybe listen to how that one's pronounced in the break. This is going to be the last timeout for players now, so no timeouts remaining for either side. And as I mentioned, the cash situation is horrible. Next round is 2,400. They're going to have to take, like, a full eco, they're only going to be able to invest very, very lightly. I'm talking 500 smackaroos max. And even then, it might be breaking the bank because you just got paid. It's the start of the month. Rent's gone out. You bought yourself a brand new chair.
Oh, yeah.
And now you're having ramen and soup.
And beer is cheaper than water in some parts of the world.
Yeah, definitely in Cologne.
Yep.
Okay, well, 3 P250s, a flash, and a smoke, which has already been used.
Can you manufacture any way this turns into a bomb plant?
Well, they did it before, right?
Exactly.
With just Glocks.
We couldn't do it before, but they did it. So let's see if they could do it again. They could really, really do with 800 each.
They're doing the same plan. The same play, right? Banana with the flash. If they can get top banana control, ooh, are they going half-wall flash? They're trying to catch someone off guard. No one caught off guard. They have to just run in now.
Yeah, here we go. Charging into the...
Oh.
Flash and incendiary combo will hold you at bay. Might as well rotate deaths over. Even a boost for good measure. They won't let this slip. Looking like 15 and first opportunity.
Couldn't have lined up any more perfect, could they? Trying to get the jiggle just through the box, and they're all done and dusted. Call it 15. Movistar Riders in the lead, and one more round to get this done in regulation.
I can't believe it's gone this way. It really did feel like a foregone conclusion at one point for players to convert.
All right, guys. Well, get your Keck W's in the chat if you think this one's going to overtime, and get your wide Peepo happies if you think that the Movistar Riders are going to take this in regulation in 30. Now, if we do go 15-15, quick ad break, we come back, MR3, 12.50. Wait, what was it? 12.5. 12.5. 12.5 is the cash money, not 12.50. Away we go. Another slow default spread approach here.
Dorping, potential to be exploited if we lose his supporting cast. Alex is the partner to Mopoz's crime.
There's no AWP on the other side here of Shiro to go toe-to-toe, so that's something to keep in mind here as well. Just waiting out the early protocol utility, holding on to a lot of their smoke still. Well, 3 remaining right now. As one just gets thrown out towards long. Hobbit's going through the paces, basically been dry running this every single round.
He's even got a decoy to keep it interesting. Whoa, there it goes. Double flash. They've kept Mopoz and Alex set up.
Oh, it's going to be a big exec. If Sampaius pushes and takes top mid control, deaths can cheat B. But right now, it's on Alex and Mopoz to lock this down. And they will have to go for it, Riders, if they lose the site. So this is all in on the B play. 50 seconds left, and I think we're about to go.
Counter utility, they will push through. Mopoz needs to hit something now and does deliver. Head of the snake, he chops it. 2 found, 1 slips pull, but he commits to the cross. He knows he can keep the rest caged if it doesn't get swung on. Good flash. He's going to get swung if Axile's not ready. They lined up for him. Shiro caught low on the spray. Bomb to be planted. We got a 3v3. They're low, and Death puts 1 even lower. Axile's gone. Shiro finds his weapon of choice, but with 25, he has to get that bomb down. That's a priority. Rotate in. Pius in CT. Bomb planted on the corner. Molly buys a safe passage for it. Util sails through the sky. Inter still has vision to support. Last round of regulation here. Shiro's low HP could come back to haunt him. He does have a flash. Inter's likely has to do a lot here. Sampaius just going to provide the overwatch. He's not closing the gap yet. Util on damage. Oh, damn, that's a shot now, Shiro, to save his team, to extend play to overtime. 1 versus 3. Bait, switch. Oh, and that's a good shot, but not enough. Daviji's got it, and so have the Movistar Riders. 16-14, a regulation finish, and players humbled. Go to our second map. There's more to come from the series, but players starting to see that red alert. Movistar Riders have taken their pick, and that will definitely get under the skin of players. Speaking of players, it looked like Heku was going to grab someone, so maybe they've got an interview. If not, we'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, I have Alex here with me. Alex, I mean, right now you kind of surprised us. I mean, it was a closed map, but I mean, it is your map pick. It kind of felt like you managed to kind of get the rounds that it was impossible. How did you do it?
I mean, we just play your game. We did a preparation this morning to play against them, and we just follow the preparation until the end, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. But did you expect that they would pick Ancient instead of Mirage?
No, they pick Mirage.
No, they picked Mirage right now.
Yeah, Mirage.
Yes, yeah, they picked Mirage, but did you expect them maybe to pick actually Ancient because they have like a pretty good win rate there?
No. Not to be honest.
You expect Mirage?
Yeah, I expect Mirage, or we expect also Vertigo.
Okay. I see, like, I scared you that, like, as if, like, you're going to play, like, a different map. No, it's all good. It's gonna be Mirage right now. So, like...
You scared me.
Yeah, like, you have a game plan for Mirage, right?
Of course.
Of course. Okay, thank you, Alex. I'll not delay any longer. See you.
We have Groove as a coach for 100%. I mean, he gonna focus on his role. Now I think he gonna do more. I don't know, to be honest. He did already a lot for us. Now I think he gonna do even more, and of course he's gonna help a lot, and we need it right now.
I describe our play style like it's kind of aggressive, and we follow some rules. And when the opponent least expecting, we break the rules and we change the pace of the game. So yeah, I think this is the most dangerous thing that we have.
I keep my friends close, enemies closer, 'cause that's the way it is and the way it's supposed to be. Anybody can see there's only room for one, and that one is me. Plenty tried, plenty failed. Too many times I seen plenty bail. And there will be no surprise what I'm about to do when you are looking through my eyes. See many go, see many come. See that they won't bring it to me, son. Try me if you want, but won't be any fun. I'll take the challenge, I'll beat anyone. I'm the one, I'll be quite clear. Bow down to no one, I'm right here. I get it in, I don't fight fair. And guess what? I'm your worst nightmare. I'm your worst nightmare. Are you prepared? I'm your worst nightmare. I know you're scared. I'm your worst nightmare. Are you prepared? I'm your worst nightmare. I know you're scared.
Well, 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 how the turntables, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. This one ran all the rounds. That's right, almost every single round necessary. Maybe even a couple extra ones, but we didn't quite get the overtime. And that's on the back of what fell apart there at the very end. Quite the game, though. You got to give it credit, props, hats off, whatever you want to do. Movistar Riders have picked up the first match in this best of three. Now, I'm here with Yanko and Kassad, who can pretend as well as I can sometimes to make sense of something that we just saw. Something. What happened?
I don't see much sense talking to you, but
oh, okay. Well, in that case,
talk to Yanko about this one. Anyway, I enjoy the T sides of Movistar Riders pretty much throughout the whole half because they had a clear game plan. One of the flaws of GAMBIT's defense is basically they are not playing aggressive banana. Trace is still not there.
I'm here.
They're not playing aggressive banana, which allows you to use a very little utility to gain like top banana control and then execute over that. Their game plan was to take banana deep and then go and split them multiple rounds and get like those T rounds at the beginning so they can stretch their defense a little bit and they can, you know, win more than, well, what was it, 6-7 rounds at the end.
Yeah, it didn't help when Nafani, you know, doesn't have a good game, especially on the CT side, right? He's one of the, you know, more aggressive players for players. Wow, I hate that. And then
yeah, I see what
also
you did
he's
there.
playing B, right? So he's the aggressive player there. You know, there was a round where he kind of misses Mopos, like he pushes through the smoke, Mopos pushes as well, and he dies in the back. I think after a couple of rounds like that, you're just like, hey, it's not working out, you know, it's not looking good. Maybe let's go back to the side. Back to the side. But I think, yeah, the plan was that, and also I think they maybe have seen a reaction a little bit when you try to wrap that Exile likes to push apps, and that's really caught him like one time, got a crucial kill on him. That won them an important round. There was a Mopos 1v3. So all the things we were talking about, right? Like having good starts, you know, some clutches going their way, some lucky rounds, like the eco.
Talking about the team performance, and then Davi G had me on my.
Oh my God! There was a watch for that there for a second.
The rest of the team play well.
Yeah, negative. I think chat was saying like Davi -1G or something like that. Anyway, no, we could go ahead and start this one from the very top, or I guess towards the end. Round 27, things really started to crumble. You look at the CZ, and I guess it's still useful.
Yeah, this was a little bit awkward, right? Like they want to basically wrap A, but this is the smoke from Deaths that kind of ruins their timing. At the same time, there's no one in banana for players. Like Movistar has all the info. They start pushing down, right? You can see this smoke that he added and went into the corner was crucial. They want to go through it regardless, right? They feel like the timing isn't there to do anything else, and you could see they're getting pushed banana. So it was just like good play from Movistar. A bit unfortunate how things unfolded for players, but yeah, there wasn't.
I think it was just a rushed play from players, right? And then 55 seconds left, they drop a smoke. At that point, you know they're in a force buy. You know they know they spent money right now. You need to wait a little bit. It's kind of unusual for players to have a round like that because they usually, you know, like to take these rounds toward the very end, you know, the 20 seconds left, and they just went through that smoke. Now this is how things get close, right? One bad call like that can lead you into a bad economy, which, you know, leads you into a problem like taking ground as a TS because you don't have enough utility in the following gun round. So it's a little bit of a mess.
Well, it was what happened to Movistar like a couple of rounds prior, right? Like players won a half buy on their own, and it seemed like that was really the turning point in the game that was going to allow them to close it out. And the round we just saw.
You don't really expect from players to make those mistakes, right? They're a team that usually doesn't.
No, I don't think it's a huge mistake. I think it's just, I know that feeling when you're and you feel like they know once you throw that smoke for Arch and knowing that you don't have anyone B, like you can guess that they know what you're trying to do. So if you wait, yeah, you can wait out the smoke. You still have 35 seconds. It's plenty of time to wrap, to do whatever you want on A. But they know at that point what you're trying to do. So you in your head are thinking, it's better for me to just gamble this one smoke than to go against all of them knowing that I'm coming, right?
For us, it was like in the teams, it was always like when you see that timing coming up, and you often do, is like somebody call a reset, and then you stop.
So the Aim High head-to-head will feature Mopaz. Obviously had a great game here. And Shiro, what I want to kind of bring back full circle to you guys is something that was brought up, you know, by Chad and Alex, which was how is it that we have a team as strong, as powerful as players, and they can't seemingly dominate? You know, they don't always close it out as such.
Well, it's I don't know how much it is their play style. Like they're not playing in a bullying way. It can turn out that way when they're really on point and they're really sharp because there's nothing that you can do. But they just play like super by the book, super solid CS.
Also, the map itself, Inferno, is not really like that.
Yeah, you rarely see a blowout.
Yeah, it's just a banana, all over banana controls and fights and brawls and everything, and they're known to like wait a little bit before they actually go into a fight. And sometimes these bad calls, in my opinion, happen that kind of shift the momentum.
But I wouldn't say also, Chad said, like, you know, they always have to like grind out games, something along those lines. I don't think it's always like, they don't always have to grind out. They're just not always blowouts. Like there's a lot of, you know, 16-11, 16-10, 16-12 wins where they're not really ever in danger.
Yeah, it doesn't look close.
Right,
I think they just play enough to beat you, but sometimes, it looks a little bit closer than it actually is.
Yeah. Is this close to ending on 2? Because we're going to Mirage. So.
Well, Mirage is like, I know.
It's the danger zone right now, Trace.
We're on the highway.
It was said that they were expecting Mirage. I don't think that was, all the way true, to be quite honest.
He's lying?
Well, he's just bending the truth a little bit. The thing is, like, I believe there is a decent chance.
Someone who's very experienced in bending the truth.
Bending the truth.
Bending the rules. Anyway, Movistar Riders have a decent chance right now on Mirage. It's not, the map that players are immortal on it,
Yeah.
Funny 25 kills, we go to a third.
Immortals well put their name to the test. Shout out Janko Paunovic for the 300 reference. We're going to go to a quick break. We come back with the players, Movistar Riders, and Mirage on map 2 of this series.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose team badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium, the complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
Hey Future Pros! Today we will learn a basic smoke you can throw to smoke off connector. To throw the smoke, get into the corner of the bricks. Aim to the sky and just about in line with these 2 points. Then throw. This smoke is fairly forgiving, but make sure you don't throw it too far to the left, as you could give the tees an unintentional one-way. That's it, connector will be smoked. However, be careful for some sneaky tees trying to use the smoke to their advantage.
I am
Mirage for our second of this best of three to start off your day right. Season 15 of ESL Pro League, we just grab all of the world's best, mash them into groups, and look to see who can rise to the tippy top of those playoffs. Top three qualify. We're into our third group now, and we're ready to see exactly what goes down here in Chinatown. I've got Charlie B with me.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Ready to get this party started, and party did start on Inferno. Regulation finish, 16-14, oopsies from both sides, a bit of an adventure. We had fun so far.
Yeah, I think the biggest oopsie of the day was that eco loss late. That one is really going to sting players, and I'm sure that Groove and the team talk is, going to have a lot to say about how that one unfolded. But let's see how this pistol round kicks off. 1xbet odds, top of your screen, and away we go. Still have faith in the players here as Alex tries to pepper away with the pistol at range. Now, this map was played... Ooh, okay, hold up. He's able to just fight and get one. So Alex, he's not afraid. He's just shown his prowess there on the pistol and popped the head of Shiro 4v5 relatively early into the piece here.
But Hobbit and his armored P250 exist. Threatening, wards them off. Alex confirms he's under window. And Sapphire strikes. Axel reveals himself with a long-range tap. That's nice.
He knows another's close, so we'll wait for the smoke now. It's daviG's turn.
Open plant, uncontestable. daviG has to tuck as well. 3v4, they want to take jungle. They can't just sit on the site.
They're going to do a boost here.
They could.
Oh, they're pushing on the fade.
Yeah, Sapphire is going to have a lot to deal with and contend with. So, and Inters has got him ready, dead to rights. They can smoke him off though in return. This could brutalize them. There's only going to be Nafany and Palace. They're on it.
Diffusing.
No one's touching him. And the scene. That's the end of that one. Yeah, you can arrive late as much as you want. Des will take you down. And Movistar Riders will take a pistol round.
Some of the rounds that players have lost already in this series, they are just going to be...
out of character?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just Riders taking advantage of how much respect you think it'd be given. Well, the tap of the bomb, they're going to play out the round, they're going to find the fight. Nah, we're just going to sit the defuse, actually. None of you want to peek? That's actually fine.
When you don't play CT into the post plan, I guess you are susceptible to that smoke. You both go jungle side, and you just get staring at a grey screen.
Well, pipped early here, Pius has been tagged on down to 25, but Nafany's taken some damage too. Let's see if Hobbit can just walk on out and get the better at deaths here over towards the triple box. Alex is floating connected. They've gambled B. They've actually boosted Pius in the B site due to this low HP and rotating a third mat of Mopos back towards A. But speaking of back towards A, that's where everybody from players is just headed. They have one smoke, they have a flash, they have a molly, and a HE, and that'll just have to be the go. So is it contact or is it something a little bit more manufactured?
All hinging on deaths here. Single incendiary, not going to be part of his defensive package. Contact, just walking in. Just walking in. Oh, and he was caught off by the beauty of that contact and simplicity as well. Scout wards off Alex, and you might have to save.
Yep.
Wow, welcome to Counter-Strike in 2022, folks. That's the team that lost the pistol, not losing a single player, and a 5v4 save.
Feels like we're back in the midst of the online era right now with the way that this series has panned on out. It has been, respectful Counter-Strike, I guess, is one way to brand it.
You don't sound particularly respectful when you're talking about respectful Counter-Strike.
It's not the most entertaining, but I have to give the nod, right? I can't not give the nod because they're doing the right thing. Right? I have to give the nod. If I was sit here, it's not going to blow our socks off. I don't get a machine, right? Blowing his mind type situation.
You'll get one of those eventually.
We get one of these where you have to listen to me rehash why they're saving and the fact that the damage to Sampai's and then Alex means that they can't really risk going for the post plant. The fact that Death doesn't get a single kill.
You'd be giving all those weapons to those people that have armor and no weapon.
But you guys have heard it all a million times before.
Yeah.
So
there it is.
It's done now.
It's done. It's over.
So if we have more of those, I'm going to bring out the big book of random facts, volume 2.
Okay, can we have the chat choose a page?
Okay, well, we'll get them to choose it now, and then we'll remember. Okay,
so guys, you can start choosing your pages now.
How are we going to get them to choose? How are they going to agree?
Well, they'll have to agree amongst themselves. They've got a lot of time. I just want when I look at the chat, I'll look for the number that's most prominent.
Between 1 and 135.
Right, boys, start making a decision. Work it out amongst yourselves. 1 to 135 for your fun facts later into the ecos.
Okay, well, they have got the Deagle in the hands of Deaths, the only man to fall in the previous, and away we go again with a Passive stance across the map, but also a lean early this time. Deep connector smoke. Pressure applied, one on the way back through. Nafany has passed that though, so Alex can't go forward. Deaths at least has some help this time, Alex. So as far as the A bomb site goes, there might be more of a biff.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 of them to receive, but the whole squad is here. An enviable task that Sunpies is working on here, just trying to get that information, and now Molotov is more than he needed for that information. Nafany's going to be smoked off, that's nice. Focus your attention on the cross. Deaths again, just
same
bugs.
place, same death.
Same death, same outcome. Oh,
Team K.
Oh, they didn't work it out. Nafany will get it in the end, and we might just see the same state of affairs. Save again?
I think so. All right, did they pick a page yet?
69, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Sex number.
Oh, funny that our chat is all of...
I'm glad that they worked it out, though. I'm proud of you.
Okay, here we go. Clint Eastwood is the descendant of a Mayflower passenger named William Bradford.
That's not particularly fun, is it, for a fact?
There's more here. The original rhinestones were found in the River Rhine and were made of rock crystals.
I actually didn't know that. The rhinestone is from the Rhine.
Okay.
Obviously, Alex, you monkey.
The 4 modern precious gemstones are emerald, ruby, sapphire, and diamond. All other gemstones are classified as semi-precious.
Yo.
And the average modern electronic device contains over 35 different minerals.
35 different minerals, and that's probably just as much as the super fancy water I buy in America. Lots of minerals.
I don't know if there's anything that any of you can learn from this.
Well, we learned something, didn't we?
Yeah, what about the minerals?
Next time someone's talking about rhinestones, I'll be like, do you know they actually originate from the River Rhine?
Oh, yes, in Germany. Exactly, yes.
I'm educated.
Okay, well, that's good. Well, we've got 69 out of the way now. You guys are going to have to think of a number for the next one, as a timeout has been called for the Movistar Riders.
It was the summer of 69. You know that one?
Yeah, good tune.
Yeah. It came back around once or twice.
Everything is cyclical. Haven't heard any Elvis in a while. You think Elvis is going to have a bit of a renaissance? Is the Elvis film out yet?
Is there an Elvis film?
Yeah. They're making an Elvis film.
Yeah, he'll have a renaissance then. Elvis Presley movie.
Do you remember when he came back for that football ad? There was a whole football ad with it was a little less conversation, a little more action. Yeah, and then Elvis was back. Not really back.
Like Tupac came back as a
hologram.
Hologram.
What's a holograph?
I don't know. Holograph. That would mean he was a book or a document handwritten by its author.
Okay, well, that's not what we were talking about.
Has lost B. It's over. It's over.
Well, yes. Save?
Don't you dare.
Well, Davy G and Sampaya should definitely save.
They should, but they're not.
They're not yet.
Yeah.
And they are.
Oh wow, what a fun one! This is one of those games.
It's one of those games. That's what I told you. This feels like just the heat of the online era, when things were all about us being clowns. You, me, and Henry juggling. Guys, in the first 4 rounds of play, let me do some maths for you here. On the CT side, they have a total of 5 kills, and on the T side, they have a total of 7 kills. So if you guys want to add those together, in the first 4 rounds of play, we have had a total of 12 kills.
We're not going to let it trigger us.
We're not. No, because it's going to get more interesting.
And this is proper counter.
Proper counter.
Proper counter. It's not always the most entertaining at this juncture when you have to play the percentages, and as a due respect given, it has resulted in players accruing a lovely bank balance that they'll be...
Hasn't it, though?
Like, it's going to be frustratingly difficult now for Movistar Riders to break players.
Yeah, but they have a couple of extra buys themselves by virtue of those saves, so at least there's a positive on either foot.
Yeah,
one is a little bit more deformed than the other, but they still have 2 feet.
Sure, and they're clubbing all the same.
Mid's clear. That's Smoke. He saw the trajectory of it, so I think he'll be assuming there's nobody behind that mid box. All a bit of a ruse from Hobbit. Oh, Sampaias, the savior of Alex right there. Thank you very much, Mr. Orperman.
Yeah, he took a little bit of a Hail Mary there. Nafany just thought he could catch the timing. He wasn't far off catching the timing. He did have a player unawares. Exile Molotov off. Sound of the flame not going to be heard, but Mopos is responsible for middle. He can have a little glance should he mantle the bricks. Now he can't. Smoked off, progress enabled. It looks like a little bit of a kind of cat-B split if they wanted to shape it up like that.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad here for the Riders though, right? You've got Mopoz's position. He's going to be able to help out B. daviG close towards short. Sampaius's AWP is also parked over towards the second letter of the alphabet. So if that is the avenue that players opt for here, there might be a bit of strife. Axile thinks better of throwing out that window smoke, and they're going to try and creepy crawl their way up cat. So this could be perfect right now for the Riders to get their second round on the board, as long as Mopoz doesn't overpeak.
He does. He does. Well, that's going to get awkward. daviG with a FAMAS, no less, against the whole squad. And then he falls, just like that. Sampaius to be the hero. They need a hard shot to track. They're flooding into the site. You can assume he's posted up, and just like that, Hobbit has opened and closed this round.
Save. Get on out of there, Deaths. You're not getting into that B bomb site. Beautiful stuff right there. Maybe like a slight bit of indecision after they see where Mopoz was, right? So up close and personal, everything. Oh, we want to head back now. But hitting that second frag onto daviG, unable to get anything done there. You feel you at least need one. Put so much pressure on Sampaius. The pathing on the way on the side, beautiful. And players are going to grab their fourth rounds here. So great stuff for them out the gates. We do have Ancient as the third. And, well, the loss bonus over there, 2,900. Deaths can drop an M4. Davi can buy himself. Alex can buy himself. So they're going to be able to get another gun round under their belt here.
I had a Pro League talent long Mirage game.
Oh, you playing last night?
Last night.
Okay.
Yeah, Anders, Maui, Blair, Parla, and I.
Against?
Complete randoms, but it was Mirage because Parla only knows how to play Mirage.
Understandable.
So we had to play it, and obviously it was the most hardcore grinding game of Maui Snake desperately trying to corral 4.
How many kills did Maui have?
I mean, I think on the Vertigo alone, we did a Vertigo and then a Mirage, but he had 30 while the rest of us hadn't broken 10.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
One of those. So that happens sometimes.
You have to apologize to the enemy team for him. Like, sorry that he exists.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, Chiro.
Bang.
Just like that. And,
another one.
I wanted to say, and safe. Okay, well, they'll have to...
Maybe soon. One more kill and a bomb site lost, and yeah, probably, actually.
All right, guys, how are they going to say? Oh, Sampaius is tagged. He better save. For sure. For sure. Bombs at spawn.
Well, what I would like right now, if I was players and I just identified that the AWP... Okay, hold up. That's nice. That is nice. We like one of those from Mopoz. An equalizer, one in exchange, one back on the tally. And now a 4-on-4. So much time on that clock. And still, 2 smokes, a bunch of flashes. More information from Mopoz here. So we stay on board with the madman himself. Love his little maneuvers that he's able to get away with here. Up mid, might hear some of these footsteps, and he is, right? The fact that they've just gotten the bomb, the audibles are being heard here. If they try and pivot top mid, he will be good for... Oh, he's getting aggressive. He's getting aggressive. He's going to try and catch him in the back, Alex.
They don't going to be clearing this. Info is so heavy right now, but he's not ready for
Here, one more.
Hello, and goodbye.
And we know where you are.
That is a big turnaround, a swing, if you will.
Deaths ain't looking.
No, he's not ready for this at all.
Spotted. Oh, underpass to A, underpass to A.
Can pivot. Hobbit knows that the information was carried out.
The race is on.
Yeah, Mopoz through T-spawn. Sampaius through CT. Bomb on its way. Now we need to cut off the rotate here of daviG. Nice find.
Mopoz can win this round. From apartments here, if he gets here quick, oh, the bomb will go down. This one is on.
Uncontested. Shiro has the ramp. Mopoz might catch sandwich.
Oh, perfect timing.
It is the perfect timing. It's not the perfect frag. He hasn't finished his meal, and now Shiro's hitting the shots.
Not like this.
After everything they achieved. Yeah, this is falling apart. It's up to Pius, and it's not easy. Inters confirms our suspicions, and that is a recovery. Mopoz did so much to save the Movistar Riders there. It looked bleak. He finds the frag to equalize, and then some. He gets them all the information. This is the frag that equalized, and this is the information. He kills Hobbit. It's almost like you want to let Hobbit go.
Yeah, because they would have been lulled into likely going B. The fact that Deaths has no idea that anything's possible through mid, just not accounting through their gaps. And one of the reasons is Mopoz was in underpass, he gets the kill, and then Deaths is assuming that that avenue is closed because Mopoz pushed top mid.
Yeah.
So the timing of that from Nafny was absolutely everything. Beautiful stuff from the in-game leader.
Point.
And they couldn't save that one there, Riders, because they had the advantage right up till they didn't. So just going to be down to a bit of an odd one. Mopoz into a FAMAS with nothing else. MP9 for Deaths with No armor either. So they're backing themselves without any armor here in situations like this. Alex is the only one who invested in Kev with the Deagle along his side. AVG a Deagle mate too, and some Pious. Well, we saw what that CZ could do on Inferno, but this one here should be a player's round as they comb through the map very thoroughly. Window smoke, vent room molly. Nobody up close and personal whatsoever as the 4-man Wolfpack is bearing on down now. Shiro tasked with getting that bomb, and we are at the 60-second mark.
Nice find again, Mopos. This contributions from him, even in the most dire of circumstance. The only rifle, no Kevlar, still beats out Hobbit.
Imagine if they just shift the meta. We buy guns and no armor.
I can't imagine.
But imagine.
Okay, let me try.
They might even win this round. Time's a problem. 30 seconds heading over towards B. Nafany trying to sell this on his own.
Now,
the thing is they're going A. There's 3 players A, Alex.
Yeah, and they're running into the stack of, I wouldn't say intimidating weapons, but time will make them intimidating. 20 seconds, you can't beat
Intimidating now.
Oh no. Players about to get a heavy slap on the wrist from Coach Groove, as another one of these low eco rounds from your opponent has just petered it into nothingness. You've got cash. Give it a splash. Nafany catches Mopos on the walk. Oh, good shooting, but the AK on the floor. Now a 1v2 with no time, so may as well just run on back to spawn. See that if they can hoover up a weapon themselves. Alex should grab himself an AK-47, and the boys from Spain, Movistar Riders, have pulled another one out of the hat.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
I have a fun fact. There has only been one round in this entire first half where a player from either team has not survived, and that was the previous. So in every other round so far in this game, even the losing team has had players survive.
Great, great. That is an interesting one, considering we are into round 8. Still always a heart beating at the end of the round, one way or the other, bar one. And bang, hard to track. Pious lines up for the pressure top mid.
Oh, very quick on this.
So quick. Completely booked Shiro, but there's the response. A double in the feed from players, and already Nafany in the window. Pious is prepared. He's ready for that. Even put one into the toes there of Hobbit with a wall bang.
I like the pace, right? They've given themselves a lot to work with here, but they haven't taken the fights in the extremities. Axel quite...
Axel's through. Axel's in his blind spot.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop Davigi from connecting, but that's the Axel trade. They don't have the bomb, but they have the sight. Piece this puzzle together.
Oh, if Pious goes underpass right now, he could cut off Inters here. He's not going to, just with a quizzical glance towards window. And
sure, yeah, nice strafe.
Good movement. They can still try and cut the bomb off here. Inters will have to get past Pious. Oh, no, he won't. Look at that. Axel, heads up play. The AWP just roaming this B bomb site, and now it's just deaths in a one-on-none. He's dead.
Perfection. Axel the AWPer. He picks it up and punishes both of the lines of approach.
I think right there, if players can start rounds like this, they probably should. They actually had a lot of traction middle. I think individually speaking, you would say that quite a few of the names on players are better than the players on Riders. So use that to your advantage. Use the fact that you're well-drilled, you're well-oiled. Take the fight to them. Because this is the thing. I know the desk, you know, they were talking about it towards the tail end there. They're talking about close games. You know, they're never in doubt. Well, the thing is, last game it felt that way up until they lost towards those pistols, and then they were definitely in doubt, right? So show that you're the better team individually. Like, team-wise, we know that, but it didn't help you, did it?
Oh, Mopos could actually get another opener on a low buy. He is just positionally better than the players today. He's got so many, got away with such murder onto every member of the cast. Now, the reason our ops team are showing you the unbroken vent is that it enables different setups, so you can account for it based on the sound queue alone. You just have to have the jungle exit covered, which is what Alex is accounting for. 5 versus 3 now. The players have lost 2, even though the buy is unfavorable. The Movistar Riders might be better off not having everything if this trend continues.
Yeah.
Mopos has upgraded his no armor MP9 into a no armor AK.
Well, let's see if he can get anything more here, because they are heading over towards his bomb site.
Can't happen again, though, can it?
It already has.
Yeah.
I believe that if they don't get a kill on the way in here, they will just save, right? You can see Shiro, he is going to, take first contact. That's a mare.
Get out of there. He's so lucky to be alive. I spoke too soon. Shrapnel in Mopos. Davigi doesn't have the weapon or the positioning for this. Trying to stay alive, trying to stay alert. Hobbit can go open over the truck, and that's another one recovery for players now, as Pious is not going to go for this. Deaths would have to be the initiator, the instigator. And Hobbit's giving him a frag.
Okay, well, they are looking like they're going for the save here. Death's starting to push up Cat. Maybe they want to consider it. Not a kit on the back of either of these two right now. And yeah, for a round where they brought in very little, probably good to say, but it was a 3-on-5 situation that players are able to rub away from them there. And you have to feel like Mopoz, he panic spammed, right? Because he saw Shiro there, knife out, jumping around, looking like a bit of a goose. If he just took his time, that kill, probably the round. So 7-2 now. And we are getting deep within the first half here of Mirage.
I do think the panic spray, definitely, but also players are getting so much better at... Oh! Shiro actually loses his AWP. It doesn't mean too much, but you know what? In spirit, he got the kill.
Yeah, Ints picked it up from there, so he's like, it's all right, mate. I will avoid the bomb damage. All good, all good.
That was the boost. This was the frags that really did tumble the site out of their control. But yeah, Mopoz is going to be kicking himself. He's been having such high impact for the squad. But the third round is evaded. Players will post 7 already. They can win out the half here in round 10.
Oh, wow, Sampaius has that AWP. Let's see if he can get anything done. Top mid control from Hobbit, just a cat smoke, a molly over towards Connector, forcing out all this CT util. Looking like they want to waterfall 3 players out apartment, so it's going to be Deaths and Sampaius. Deaths under Shadow, Sampaius over towards Ticket. This is going to be difficult right now. If it catches Deaths off guard,
he's having a nightmare on the reload. Just like that, Alex is cooked. Palace completely blind to it on the scope. The black obscures the pop, enters with another impactful entry, and yeah.
We've seen Deaths die in that same position at least 3 times now. At least 3 times, and Connector's also been exploited on timings as well. Nafany's done it a couple of times. Axel just there. So we'll call this one 8. And this is quite a quick Mirage, isn't it?
Delaying the plant deliberately just to try and get Hobbit in position to actually catch Davigi. Boys.
It's not an active hunt by any means, just for Hobbit. Everybody else is still quite passive. They're diligent, right? If there's a word to describe the players, I think that would be a good one.
Yeah, but now as the timer starts, Hobbit will clear him. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, baited by the barrel, and Hobbit wins his duel. Wow, that's, you know, if there was an open wound and there was salt available, that's exactly what they're feeling right now. You lose it all. Delayed plant, money at least plentiful for 2. Deaths, as you discussed, has had some predictable deaths in a very small part. If we were doing a heat map of deaths.
Yeah. I think we know where deaths would be from the players from players.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the deaths from players. That's a real sentence.
Well, another timeout here, guys. Movistar Riders going to take their second. And look, it wouldn't be too bad if they can get themselves 5 or 6, but right now it seems extremely unlikely with how this one is going. Yesterday against Godson, they did win this map. Davigi was actually the highest performer. They kept trying to hit that B bomb site, and he did a great job of anchoring things down there. This is a bit more fluid of an approach here from players. A little bit more well practiced with their 5. We heard from Taka yesterday. Haven't even had a chance with Henny to get in all the prac they need. And he's actually here as a full-time member, right? I thought it was just going to be for Phelps while he was out, but they announced that Henny signed until 2024. Good player. Good. Want to see Henny perform well here. He's obviously had issues that have kept him out of the server.
He's always had talent.
Oh, yes. He's a great player. He's very exciting to watch. I love watching him in the clutch with the AWP. And he always has a pop-off moment, too. So run boost out mid. Control being garnered, being gathered. As they will... Oh, just flub the window, Molly. Not the end of the world here. We have had the first... Oh, that...
Oh, it's well calculated.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to spread to the toes right here. So just able to keep himself alive there, Mopoz. Otherwise, he'd be into the jaws of Hobbit. Here we come up. Cat, Nafany's turn to clear. Will he worry about the vent room? He should. Oh, and he's in. It's timing. Nafany on the ladder, and, well, that's an opening for Mopoz here.
Another one, in the words of DJ Khaled. Oh, Axel straight out the window. Good read from Davigi. I just need to see the frag. It's Mopoz again to contribute as a double nade right to the toes of Davigi. Takes him out of the equation. Hobbit still present on A. He can catch both of them on the rotate. He's having a game. Oh, Hobbit, you meanie. They're still planning B. He does go down to Mopoz, but Mopoz has just abandoned the B site. Now the bomb can be planted, and Mopoz known. Shiro and Inters again solving this mystery. He's going around the world to try and have an element of surprise.
Been everywhere this round, hasn't he, old Mopoz? And he is going to give it a crack.
This would be quite the ace clutch. I mean, the 3 frags he's found was just to cull the numbers. Doesn't have a kit. Is there one on site?
I'm having a fly around now. I can't seem to see one on Davig's body, so this is very unlikely to win now that the bomb is halfway ticked.
Yeah, so I guess it's just for consolation and confidence. And that's the end of that.
He gets neither.
9 already. And 9 probably what the squad would be saying had they been born in Germany. Not feeling particularly confident as the rounds falling away from them. This is players picked for a reason. And the kill spread is so gloriously even right now. Hobbit really did just win the round on this. This is the power of a lurk, I guess. You know, you have enough contact and space on one side of the map, you will catch CT slipping.
Yeah, it's fun getting to play that role. You know,
oh God, so much fun.
You get to kill the players when they have the knife out or they're rotating swiftly to help their teammates.
Yeah, and when you hear the footsteps, it's just that euphoric feeling of 2A with
Drool
a slight
starting to...
yeah, a little bit dribble coming out of your mouth.
Inters looks aware of this. He's actually starting to pivot back now. Has 2 to deal with. He goes down to Mopoz, who apparently holds everywhere. Does Mopoz?
No Kev again.
Yeah, he's a strange lad, isn't he?
He's such a freak.
I love it though. I'll go aggressive, so it doesn't really matter if I have armor or not.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll get. He doesn't have a flash. I was gonna say get flashed. Oh lordy. Yeah.
Listen.
I like it.
I like it. I love it.
Doesn't always work.
No,
Death, more aggression.
Death has made a mistake because he's got Kevlar.
Ah. Yeah, you're right.
See?
Yeah. If he didn't have Kevlar, they wouldn't detect him.
That's it.
Oh.
He was loud. He was
works
extra.
now. Players are like the Predator.
That
right? They detect Kevlar.
And so if you go naked through, cover yourself in mud.
It's like in the zombie films where you put the blood and stuff on you from. I see. That's the thing. I would say that players have been conditioned that they're not allowed to be eco-cobras, right? They're not allowed to go for those frags. They don't get the vacuum cleaner out, right? If they ever consider that, Groove's there with a big stick.
Hey.
Right? So that's why the lack of Kevlar, it makes sense now.
Okay.
I'm glad we solved the mystery.
But Mopoz is a bit of a G, for sure. For sure. And I'm very...
So was Davy G.
He is also a G. But yeah, the no Kevlar gang, for sure, might be seeing it on Ancient, which is our 3rd map. And I do love me some players on Ancient.
Yeah.
Have I made up that 3rd map? No, it is that.
No, it is.
That would be fun.
Both of them played Ancient yesterday.
Yeah. We even have a smoke named after Mopoz on Ancient.
That's true, we do.
And that's Snaffany just winning the duels, actually. That's the easiest way to win a round. Nearly 2 from Davy G's B defense.
Should be fine here. Shiro has the mid control. Bomb going down. Axar to babysit. Oh, even a tag there onto Alex. Probably save.
Speed running Mirage.
Page number 45. French fries were first brought to the United States by President Thomas Jefferson in 1801.
Oh, hold on.
Hold on, indeed.
Shiro can't contest this. The molly's not going to save you, bro. He saw the defuse, though. He can just bang him. Oh, just under the bottom. 10-second defuse. 10-second defuse. He still can't find him. There's a 3rd out of absolutely nothing. So number 45.
Oh, Lord. Guys. Guys. How?
Okay. Where's their money?
Is it opposite day for Counter-Strike today and we didn't get the memo?
I love opposite day. It's everything's backwards, everything. Like, this is how the round started, folks. This is how it finishes. Alex the AWPer. Bang. You know, I don't think Inter's put too much thought into that jiggle. Didn't think it would cost him his life in the round. Never mind a double smoke on the bomb and a 10-second defuse.
Lordy. Okay, well, let's go. Let's see. Can we get 5? 5 is workable. 5 we can actually start to get a little bit excited about here.
Oh, he even saw him. I'm watching it again. So Shiro got like a momentary glimpse of where the defuse position was, but he was so focused on util and dopping his molly, he didn't quite get the lineup. Whoa.
Yeah, that's rough, isn't it? All right, well, back to the slow plate. None of this fast mid fights. for Nafany this time round. They are just combing their way through the map again. Death's up close towards ramp and Davig parked in Palace. So this is a different look, right? Mopos is pushed up towards B quite offensively as well. So it's a very aggressive setup.
It is. And as you said, 10-5 could be workable, but... I mean, one of the reasons we love Counter-Strike is you never know what the round's going to look like. You never know how the outcome. It's a beautifully unique set of circumstances.
This smells like a B split right here. So maybe just have Nafany come up late, or even just a B pop with all the util, right? But Mopos is very forward position here. Could be the difference maker in all of this.
Yeah, if he clears Nafany before he can be a late arrival, that would be really good. So they're lining up, and it's going to be Mopos with the element of surprise. They actually sent Davig to Palace this round, so here they come. Knife out, weren't ready for that at all, and Mopos does get 2. He's been shut down now. Sampayas will buy time for the rotate. Davig catches the Nafany lurk, so that is losing its potency quickly. Sampayas being walked on. He's being walked on.
10 seconds, lads.
Yeah, but they want to clear out the AWPer, and he has gone down. They could plan. They will. Couple of seconds, 1 single second to spare. Death trying to press the issue. Isolate 1, looking for the second is Shiro. He's got a lot on his plate, 1v1 now. Shiro to hard clear, and he doesn't let those go. Pulls the players into an 11th as they erupt from the stands.
Yeah, getting very loud about this. And I feel like maybe they needed that after the round that they had just lost. So we'll make sure that Shiro is with the bomb this time, guys, because if we need to close out the round, he can do exactly that. So nice 1-on-2. But yeah, this one here, I guess right now they're using the spawns the Riders have to put their players in forward positions because players are going through middle a lot. They're using that mid corridor. If they have early players up close ramp, in B apartments, in Palace, they're going to get the early tells, and that's going to make their life a little bit easier.
Early tells, 2 fast ramp dispatched by the CTs. They're going to actually play a real close info-driven setup, as well as boosting Davig into the safety of that corner. Whoa, taking some risks.
Just, okay. Yeah, and they know they have to make a change up, right? 11-4 is the best they can muster here. There are gaps. Mid, one of the problems. Probably just chilling at spawn. He's going to throw out a late window smoke here. You can all have a little bit of a look if you would like to learn that, but I'm sure Rush has a pro tip on it for everybody at home. There you go.
He's got himself an extra bit of util scooped up as well.
He can throw connector smoke from where he is right now as well, maybe. Maybe that's what he's going for. Or he can even just do an A execute. Yeah, it looks like he might go across to the up-down for the standard A piece here. But they do need to get past Death and Alex over towards a ramp.
Yeah, this is set up to be tested now. And Shiro, the AWPer to clear. Nice find. Get away.
Bomb.
Yeah, bomb spotted. You don't want to get too greedy. Nice smoke. Oh, he's going to be safe. No, he's not.
Oh, dear.
Sound cue heard. Death burns all the way down.
Was that 100 to 0?
It was. And it's going from 100 to 0 now. The trades fill the feed. Great stuff again. He's got no Kevlar. Mopos, you freak. He's done it again with a double kill. They'll take the 4th. That's the half. This is unique, for lack of a better term. Stay tuned, because I don't know, and we don't know. I don't even know if they know what's coming up after the break. So, Chad, there's a lot of things we've learned, and one of them is that Bill O'Neill has given us many things to talk about. I didn't know that was coming up.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill. Shout out to Bill O'Neill for interesting trivia and funny facts. Volume 2. That's what we've been flicking through as this game. Chad, you've got approximately 6 seconds to get everyone up to speed. What have you got?
It's given us a bit of trivia as well, hasn't it, here? Look, a commandeering first half out of the guys from Players here. They were just battering them across the board. They lost an odd one, or two.
Mopos doesn't need armor to frag.
That is also quite a curious little revelation as well, and he's still getting it done, and the 1xBet odds are still favouring the Players here. So Alex goes, he's spotted one, and
1xBet really don't know what to make of this game right now.
No, I don't blame him. I don't really blame him at all.
I couldn't call it either.
This should be a 1-1 after this, and we will be headed for Ancient. But Ancient, I don't know.
I couldn't call it. I really don't know.
And then we can start talking about teams who do A executes without mid control or lurks. So
I saw your tweet.
Yeah, look, that one really.
How triggered did you get last night?
It gets me.
Yeah,
it gets me a lot. Let's see how Zonic's law goes. 11-4 on the half. Very deceptive, apparently. Now stats don't back that up, but Zonic does.
And confirmation bias is a real thing.
Yeah. So let's see. Can we confirm that bias?
Now, they've seen the vents clear, so they know a little bit more about the setup. Axel going for a jumping return shot. Alex is going in. Bang. And the dirt is gone. More required. Oh, yes, please. Shira may not be cleared, though. They just killed two. Davy aware. We could be on for a competitive, at least the first foray into the gun.
He's having too much fun. I wanted him to knife him.
Oh, the Hobbit 1v4 with the kit on the floor.
Oh, into the Glock as well.
Into the Glock.
He's now got the other kit. 9 bullets.
Bang.
Yeah.
No, so. Arosh!
Yeah, it's cute. Yeah, it's cute.
But last time this happened, they lost the second round on Inferno, and it looked really promising, and it looked very competitive. They admittedly won Inferno. This is the reason they're 1-0, but I just want to see evidence that the Movistar Riders can win the gimme.
Yeah, I think it's important to note as well, the first half of Inferno was also 8-7, not 11-4. So quite the difference there. You guys can do the maths. I'll let you guys add it up. But here we go. It's Hobbit actually taking a page out of the art strat book. He's been reading it all night. And it's going to be the alligator. The alligator in his hands right here. We get a couple snapping turtles, the 5-7s, as well as 2 digs, the meat cleavers.
Can you think of a famous alligator?
Yeah, Steve.
Steve
the alligator.
Oh, is he like an Australian mascot?
We're more into crocodiles.
Oh, you're more crocs.
Yeah.
Crocs.
Alligators are more like Florida.
Yeah. Golfing.
Wait, did an alligator get the guy's hand from...
Oh, Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. I think it was an alligator.
Yeah, famous alligator. There we go.
Don't know the alligator's name.
Yeah.
If you guys know the alligator's name, let us know at home.
Who is your favorite alligator in the history of alligators?
Is it Steve?
Maybe it's Steve.
Oh, Hobbit, you're about to have a field day, my friend.
He's having a lot of fun. 2 to the center of mass on Pius is in bits, and the headshot into Mopos. We've got an even trades. Nafany humbled down, 90 damage dealt. A nice little pop flash to try and gather a little bit more space. Daviji can't lose this.
Has to win this. It's getting sketchy. Getting sketchy.
Losing that info, losing...
Flashed himself.
Flashed himself. Daviji just survival integral and just thinks better of fighting. Nafany's not going to stop this, though. He wants to walk on in. Should be nothing. With the plant down...
Nafany's so committed, though. Right? Nafany's dead. If the other two want to save, that's fine. But Nafany is so committed that he should go down as part of this.
They really want this. And they will take a rifle down.
Oh, Nafany's so quick. The round's done. There was moments of excitement.
Yeah. Like ebb and flow a little. There we go. Buenito. That's really nice, I think.
Beautiful.
I'm working on my Spanish.
Okay.
That sounds Italian at the moment. I'm not perfect.
Well, they're both sunny countries. But this now is a real opportunity at an 11-7 scoreline for the Movistar Riders. If they bring this back, I will be very surprised.
Couple of submissions. Chubbs.
Yeah. Chubbs was the guy who got his hand bitten off.
And Handy, whoever Handy was.
Wait, was Chubbs the alligator or was Chubbs... I'm going to have a look here.
Chubbs McGee, who lost his hand. Mopos, fan favourite from the Movistar Riders. He likes to bend the rules.
Yeah, Chubbs Peterson was the fictional character who was the guy teaching Happy Gilmore how to golf.
Nice.
Alligator. We're learning more here. Did the alligator have a name? Maybe it did, but I would have to probably watch.
I'm okay with putting it. I was thinking about doing Adam Sandler Blast.
Inch? Yeah, okay.
Because, I mean, I watched Uncut Gems.
Oh, good movie.
Yeah, and he was brilliant in it. Reminded me that he's capable of doing an awful lot. Not just like Mr. Deeds.
Oh, so just quickly.
Yeah.
The alligator was named after Chubbs. So the alligator's name was Chubbs as well.
Oh, okay. So it was kind
of... So they were right. Sorry, guy in chat who was
played
like... Yeah. And 7th round on the board now. Bomb down.
I thought I was about... I nearly made a huge mistake there, thinking I was learning Spanish from the chat.
Oh, yeah?
And I realized that they're as stupid as me. They're just saying Despacito and burrito. You know, I was like, oh, wow, here are the Spanish viewers to educate me. Despacito, burrito.
They're probably watching the Spanish stream, I would imagine.
Right. There is a Spanish stream. That's probably what they're doing. And burgerito isn't a word, I don't think, either.
Yeah, if you paid too much attention, you will get trolled.
Yeah, that's my fault.
That's part and parcel.
I realised that they have too much power in our relationship as it currently stands.
Well, Axel's going to be extremely happy with how this round went. He's going to walk away with an AK-47. Look at it. It's got some beautiful stickers on it. It's a nice color, and it's free. So he'll grab that one. He'll carry it through. He'll keep himself some residual cash going forward. I'm sure that Shiro will keep a note of that on the player's side of things. Alex, however, has got himself a MAC-10. Now, let's see, with this MAC-10, where he wants to go, because they could do something fast with it, right? And him and Mopos, they like to get stuck into a couple of fights. An A execute straight in towards A would not be the worst of calls here. It is just Hobbit and Shiro over towards Ticket, starting over towards this site at the start of the round. So it might heat up momentarily. Nades are lined up.
This is going to be very much an all or nothing.
Important round of the game, too.
Yeah, this is going to determine how much Mirage we get. And this is it. This is the go. Shiro, you can see from his POV, loses info immediately. Hobbit found safe haven, though, under dark. Great flash. The protocols are there, but the frag needs to come in. Someone's shot onto Hobbit. Shiro's gone. Mopos is aware that stairs is still a threat.
Naffy, hello.
Yeah, hang on. He's walking through that stairs smoke. And he's actually managed to find one, nearly two. It brings deaths within an inch of his life.
Look at this Axel flank, though. He's going to make it here in time. The bomb hasn't been planted yet. Axel can still activate as long as Inters lives.
Oh, it's not great off post-plant positions to deal with this. Some players, by descending the ladder, actually can. But look at the bottom, exposed completely. A one tap to the dome. He knows they're already on site. Oh, Axel ruining their game. Sun Pyres 2 to find, trying to isolate. He does get the first, but Axel's too good. What an impactful retake from Axel. Round the world. And a 12th found, high impact from Axel, top of the scoreboard, and for good reason.
Yeah, and Nafni's jarring Preza on the top of stairs there is what bought enough time for Axel to get into position, right? So that's a key kill, considering that the A site fell for almost free. They didn't get a lot on the way in, and this is great here from Axel.
You're right.
Nobody accounting for it at all.
That's because Nafni killed the ramp player. Yeah. So in their setup, that was the gap. Really, really clever play from not only Axel, but the team that facilitated it. And Nafni, that's part of the fuel for that celebration. He knows how much he contributed and how much that round means in the grand scheme of achieving 3.
Well, the Riders are still able to buy here, so back out with rifles again. And look, I wouldn't mind more of the same, but Alex testing his luck down towards connector. These steps are heard. That short player has been spotted, and, well, Dabby Jira's trying to help him out, but things are about to get... Oh, miss smoke.
Oh, it's all a bit weird.
Yeah, very weird now. Flak damage. This mid-presence is accounted for, and A is going to be in a problem too.
Axel, brave, very brave. Trade, where is it? There it is.
Smoke against him. That was Davy G's smoke. Just used against him to get that opening kill.
Just lost the bomb.
Yep. Well, 13-7. Well handled from Hobbit there. Now, look, there's probably a portion of our viewer base who thinks, why is GAMBIT wise players, right? One of the best teams in the world, getting so excited about winning rounds like this. Well, Nafany is the only real member of this team who gets fired up. And one of the things is, and he's still a young player, you're going to go through this in your career, right? If when your team's doing well and you're winning and you're that type of guy, if you're not doing it against like all the opponents and you're just going in like kind of mellow and stuff, that's a big difference for your team to have to operate with that. And also, if you're an in-game leader who does well in that kind of environment, you like yelling, you like getting the troops fired up, I think you have to let it go, because there's always a back and forth conversation. And I truly think this is something that Nafany's learning about himself and how best to do with his team, and the team are having to understand if this is a good or a bad thing. But it's one of these things that I think some people think is a bit too much. It's one of these things because they don't understand what the emotion is like.
Yeah, well, that's probably because they haven't competed at the same level.
Yeah.
And don't get the direct comparison. They can't empathize. They can't immediately think, wow.
But that's fair enough, right? Because it does, in the context of players going against riders, right, it does seem like, oh, they're celebrating so much in this type of a game, right? But you want to treat everybody the same, and you want to, and you want to keep things as consistent. So when you get into those bigger environments, you're doing the same stuff.
I will just also remind people that, excuse me, it's easy to look at ESL Pro League and think, yeah, but why is he celebrating? It's like the first day of EPL. First things first, we've seen all these big names not qualify for the playoffs in ESL Pro League. This is $1 million tournament. This is big leagues. And I do think a lot of times you have to remember that your results against the Movistar Riders come the last day will be so impactful. It's easy in the round robin to just feel like, yeah, just beat everyone in front of you. But if you don't,
yeah, ask G2 about that.
Ask G2 about that.
Ask Vitality about that. There's a couple of names that you can put in that list of, oh, well, maybe if we had just won the games that we were favorites in, then, we may have found ourselves within the playoffs. And it's one of those things that's very difficult to contextualize for a lot of viewers at home. It's one of the things that's also difficult to ram home, because when you go into a matchup and the heavy favorites lose, I guess in this type of environment, we need to put even more gravitas on how big that could be, or how big the ramifications could be. But just the Galil for Davi-G here, and 3 Glocks, a Deagle. Bit of early damage done to Hobbit here. He's on red points of health right now. Taking their time in this one.
I knew it. Even at this stage in the game, Mopoz is 5-1 in opening duels. He really has, despite not having Kevlar for half of those, been an impactful presence. But this one, I'm afraid, the impact's going to be felt from the other side. Inters just sets up a little farm, plows the soil, and the Spaniards.
Okay, well, that's 14. I saw a little question about the acronym used for the Movistar Riders, and why isn't it MSR as opposed to MRS? That was at their request, so that gives you your answer.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. If you were curious, now you know why. And most of you probably weren't curious, because it's really here nor there.
It's neither here nor there. Wow, I don't think I've ever said that out loud. I know what it means, but I like it. Very old school. It's neither here nor there, as these two see the first tack timeout of Mirage called. Get Blade on the mic. Movistar Riders. 3 timeouts remaining.
No, this is the 3rd. They got 1 timeout remaining.
I just misunderstood your hand gesture.
I was trying to gesture 3rd timeout.
Yeah, I thought it was 3 left, because it was their first one. It's not their first one.
That's their 3rd one. They have 1 remaining.
Well, I understand now. You explained it to me. I could have sworn that's what I saw. We'll move on.
But could be their last, really, with how this game's going. 14-7. No AWP for Sampaius. Only rounds so far on the T half have been off the pistol with the conversions. So there's the molly through the window. Is there a smoke to force the one-way? No, there isn't. And they're just going to replenish the molly as well for a bit of pace here. Davi-G quick, and he's going to go down to Nafany there. Sampaius with the trade.
Oy, nearly exposed. He knows Nafany will hold the line, hold his nerve. We have got Sampaius posted up to be the lurky boy.
Is he going through? Looks like it.
This is cool. This is really cool because the A side's wide open right now.
Hobbert's going to find the bomb, I think, before it gets picked up, actually. So Sampaius is here, sure, but is that going to matter in a moment's time?
Big find. Nafany down. Hobbit's got the bomb. Yeah, that's fallen apart at the seams. Some great map control from some Pius, but everything else has fallen and tumbled into disarray.
It's a bit of a nightmare to follow here because a lot of these fights are one at a time, and it's not like it's always pack mentality stuff there. You just saw 3 fights go down simultaneously, right? Hobbit on the push, which caught the Riders off guard. You had some Pius who caught Nafany off guard towards that connected position, and they had Shiro taking a fight towards B. All 3 of those fights happened within, what, 5 seconds of each other? So this one, as we have continued to build, is likely all over Red Rover. Now, both teams played Ancient. One of them won Ancient yesterday, and one of them lost it. And the one that lost it was the Riders. They lost that to Godsend, who just have added Henny to the team. Phelps is on the bench for a little while, and, well, Henny's here until 2024. So I'm curious to see what happens with that roster going forward. The Des spoke about it a lot with Godsend in terms of they don't have the Major to worry about, or the RMRs. And yeah, this is kind of it for them. But it almost feels like this event is going to be practice to see how they want to continue to use Henny in the team. So there's a lot of questions to ask for a few of the names here, but round will time out. Sampaitis will hold on to his AK. Loss bonus is that of, what, 2,900 going into this round, I believe. And all in all, their buy is going to be not great. They're going to have to just scrap together whatever they can. A couple of AKs, Galils, Tech 9 for Alex. Death is onto a Tech 9 as well. And players have mopped up the mess that was map number 1, because that went all 30 rounds. Oh, here we go. What is likely to be the last round of play here? What's the approach going to be?
I like the aggression from a CT. It's Axile that's been let off the leash, but it's understandably each T can be reactionary. Des is trying to sell a fast B. The util's there. The extinguish is there, and Axile does catch Alex completely off guard. The bomb spotted top middle. Nafany summoned to respond. Axile with a one-way to peek upon. Look at this. This is clinical. Players, they want to get to Ancient now. Oh, and Nade secures it, surely. It's only Mopos and Death. Death does open up onto Inters with a rifle now in his grasp. We can make something happen. Mopos on the other side of the map, but Shiro's aware. And Death's known. So 60 seconds for Death to find some redemption here. Didn't have so much fun on the CT side.
Well, Death comes for everybody.
And Nafany hasn't considered this.
Not at all.
Oh. Oh, he's actually perfectly hidden.
Oh, and Shiro's covering short right now, so thank you very much.
That's explained it. 16-7, baby. That is a convincing rebuttal.
Returning to the form that we saw yesterday against the Party Astronauts. Looks like the players have a little bit more pep in their step. They've backed themselves individually. Maybe Inferno was just a slow start. Just, you know, the first game of the day, not hitting the ground running. Looks like we got Heku there lingering in the back line's going to grab a player for an interview. So we'll throw it down to her to see who she can grab and hear what's happening so far in the series from the players' side of things.
Bunch. Unfortunately, the guys from players really want to focus on their game. Like, they want to make sure they will win the 9th rounds and they will get like the better side. So I didn't manage to catch them for this interview, but hopefully I'll get them for another one.
Hey guys, I'm going to be showing you a couple of tips and tricks on the Mirage and Connector. I hope you enjoy it and let me know how it works out for you. So I have 2 ways to open the round. One is starting from CT towards A, then Connector, and then starting from Inter. When I start towards A, I usually use my Molotov at the start every round for the guy on A, so we stop the rush. Like cross there, sometimes I jump, sometimes I pre-fire, because the upper can be holding this line or if they're boosted, so you should be careful about it when you cross. When you have the diverse spawn, try to maybe sometimes flash or nade in the Molotov, so they don't see you crossing. And you can do a couple of things here at the start. You can put the smoke and just hold the... Listen a bit if they are rushing out mid, if your teammate is smoked off in window. The most important thing when you're coming into connector, the first thing that you can get in your face is the guy pushing a catwalk or pushing down here, but you have a smoke here. So the only thing you need to be focused on at the start is the guy who is peeking a cat. So just kill him, or to be aware at least of that guy. So you don't have to smoke immediately. You can smoke on the timing when you hear the steps close, or you can do the shoulder pick from here. And once you spot someone or you see smoke top connector flying, you can just smoke down connector like this, and you can still play around it. I guess this is the most important smoke when you're in connector, and you should know how to play around it and not waste it just for nothing, because always try to have purpose of the smoke and how you play around it and how you delay the opponents, peek above it. So just learn a couple of ways how to play around it, and you're good to start the round with at least. You cannot really stay in connector the whole round, because if the opponents wants to take the connector, they will take it with their protocols, with smoke here, molly here. So there's no really space for you to stay around connector except of this box, but it's not really great angles to fight when you're here. So it's the best, after your smoke disappears, it's the best that you leave this area and you try to play from around the jungle or window. Couple of angles that you can hold is this one. It's kind of an off angle that you can kill people if they're coming up. The second one is that I'm using sometimes is this one. Because not many people are really clearing that angle, so I think you get an advantage here as well. It's the way I'm killing people. And the third angle is I'm sometimes holding window like this and checking palace, and if they split like this. So this is the three positions that I'm using around this area if I'm alone. Sometimes I'm here, but this position is not great because they see you first if they clear you from this side. So if you're here, you need to play smart and make sure to always check this position so you don't die for free, basically.
There you got it. And that's the players right back at it, back in business as usual. Almost Mirage there. And, well, there you go. We got a series going to 3. It's going to get decided on Ancient. And after an 11-4 first half, you could smell the blood in the water. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking, though, Yanko?
It's cooking up. I was expecting him to say, can you smell whatever he said, and then, or it was Kassad, and he just missed it. All right.
Did you just, like, bash on yourself?
Yeah, well, at this point, I have to, but yeah.
Nice, yeah, self-deprecating humor.
We also, to be honest, I also don't know if he knows the Rock's catchphrase, so...
Well,
not really, but yeah.
Back to base.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
Obviously.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you think. I'm just kidding. No, but in all seriousness, players, bring this one back. We go to a third, and this looks a little bit more convincing.
This feels like the prototypical players against lower tier, a tier 2 team type of a map, right? It's just suffocating. It's just, slow, methodical. It doesn't matter how many times in that first half Movistar saved or, tried to play for the next round. They just couldn't do anything about players' T side.
For me, it was, if you take a game from yesterday against Godsend and you download this demo after this game, right? And you will see two completely different T sides. Godsend went for the executes all over, just executes, over executes, and then you have players who just went for a full-on defaults every single time. They just want to stretch the defense, like I said. They get the ground and they just use the gaps against you and just execute at the end of the round or split, whatever you want to call it. And that's how they force you to save a bunch of rounds or just, fold.
And Chad brought up a pretty interesting point, which is something I don't imagine we see as often as you might think. The idea that
I asked for this trace. This is like the stats just from the two teams from this map. Like it was a 16-7 win, right? But look at the stats. If you look at this, you wouldn't tell that was the score. It's not like that dominant, even because there was so much saving involved, right? And whatnot. And you're like, wow, who won by how big of a margin, but that's just the play style. It's not like the sexiest Counter-Strike out there, but it's efficient.
It gets the job done. That's what's most important at the end of the day.
So what was Chad trying to say?
Hey, Tris.
What? Whoa. No, it was something along the same lines. Is it we weren't seeing a lot of frags in the beginning?
Yeah, he was saying, right, in the first 3 or 4 rounds, there was only 4 rounds, there was only 12 kills.
Between both teams.
Yeah, right? But that's just how it is, right? You know, like, it's the way CS goes nowadays. You just play the percentages. And in the end, you know, if you're in a 3v5 situation, they have the side. What can you do? You just have to say
it's not necessarily a bad thing, you know. Sometimes you have to understand the situations. Like, okay, we can't do anything about this round, right? We maybe get an exit kill or 2, but it's important to save our guns, save our money, and save the utility that we have, so we can scrape something up, or maybe go 1 eco and then go for the full gun round with all utility.
Somehow, like,
we can practice.
When I was playing Kasad a couple of times, right? Like, we would play Mirage a lot, and somehow they were always we picked it most times, so we started as T, right? No, that doesn't make sense. They started as T.
So good story so far, guys.
No, but we were playing like the second half as T, right? But they had a good first half, so they have a lead, and then they're just saving every single time. Like, they're 4v5, they try some gamble and they save, and it's like so hard to play because like you have to start all over again, like to come back on the T side, right? In the second half, you have to like make correct choices, good reads, time and time again, and that's why playing the percentages works, right? If they go all in a 3v4 retake and they die, then I get to play an NTE code, and their next buy is like pharmacies and stuff. But if they say they have like an op, 2 pistols, and 2 M4s, that's a completely different round to play against.
12-4, 12-6 kind of, you know, score. If you're like end up the first half 11-4 or 10-5, you tend to do that, right? Because you don't want to give any easy rounds. You want to make them, you know, work for it, right? So it has to be hard as possible for them. So they need to work for every single round. So saving in a situations like that, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, sometimes you have to do it just for the, you know, the bigger picture kind of
macro.
Yeah.
So what do the percentages say about, well, first of all, having gone to a third map to begin with, right? Ancient in front of us. So what do the percentage say about that one?
Well, yeah.
Well, I would, you know,
well, you called me Kasad earlier as well.
Well, Yanko, if Kasad, if
The thing is, like, for me, coming into the Mirage, I gave Movistar Riders a little bit more percentage, like maybe 35-40 to actually, you know, win this game. But after this Mirage, I feel like players are, you know, just
they have awakened.
They have awakened, and I think
they're playing.
And I saw them play yesterday, Ancient, and they just completely dismantled the Party Astronauts, which were not a good team to begin with, but you know.
Shout out one time to the Party Astronauts, who are probably looking onward at this, or maybe even just getting ready for the game versus Big, which is actually slated to come up after this. But Ancient standing between us and there. If you are just tuning in, it is going to be that of Liquid and Godsit to close out the day. Now, before we go any further, I did talk about, and I'll continue to bring it up, I don't care what you got to say about it, Kasad, the EPL meme review.
Who is on it? Who's on it?
Well, I don't know. What does the meme say? Chad Burchill, known for his heroic takedown of Titan at ESL 1 Cologne 2015. The origin of the term Chad. Now, this is pretty good. Okay. SEO, of course.
There's a lot of effort in this one.
Shout out SEO one time. That's pretty good. I get it. Obviously, we'll put it in the submission pile, which you can also add to.
It is missing one very important piece, Trace, this meme. And there's no paper tower holder in here that I see.
Oh, man.
That's going to bring you extra points.
Maybe it's like an Easter egg somewhere. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Either way.
Maybe it's the middle finger.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, so that's Chad Burchill, or Bad Burchill, as they know him on the Twitter sphere. Guys, we're going to go to Ancient. We're going to get out of here and go to a break so that Kasad and Yanko, or Yanko and Kasad, however you want to call them, whatever their names might be, we'll be back after this next map.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose team badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium, the complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
The newest map in the pool for our third decider, and as the rules state, you stab each other in middle to work out who gets to choose the side. Look how close it was, a 1v1, and you'll never guess who won. Mopoz.
Isn't he just the master of everything, old Mopoz? Does it without Kevlar, does it with the knives, well, gets them across the line, and they get the much preferred CT start.
I checked it out yesterday, Chad. It was at 58% in all of HLTV's ancient recorded games.
All right.
So it is definitely still the highest in terms of a CT bias. But as we've been discussing, there's a lot for Chad Burchill. He's a big fan of the new map and a bit of a geek about it too. So we'll be learning and enjoying players versus Movistar Riders. Round 1, pistols for the players. Let's see, what is the kind of standard options on that T pistol? I guess a B all in, or as they prefer, little bit of a poke and prod, 4 leaning middle. So Mopoz, he's going to go from 0 to 100. What a gamer. Shiro crouches under the line and drops Mopoz in 1 click.
Ironically, he went from 100 to 0.
Bingo.
Absolutely destroyed right there. And the 1x bet odds favoring the players for very good reason. Now that they've taken, well, the initial prong of Mopoz out of the map, they can gather back towards B. They've got 2 smokes and a molly. So they could smoke off long and short. They could get a molly in towards the cubby. They'll get site control for free. And then the biggest question mark started to become about Davy G and his utility. They're actually opting for cave here. So this is curious.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm in admiration of the fact that they had 4 middle. They get the picks so effortlessly that they will just default back to this. And it's perfect. They gamble stack to the wrong bomb site now. And I don't really know what you're supposed to do here.
That's the perfect execute. Everything they could have needed, right? Oh, coming through. Axile's just given a gift right now.
This retake gets a little more interesting.
There's no kit, so that is the biggest qualm as all of this, because the bomb is down. It's starting to tick. First 5 seconds subsided. They're going to have to get a wriggle on here.
I think Davy G's smoke determines how valuable this retake is, or how threatening.
I have 2 smokes. Oh, and the kit on deaths. Hold up a second.
Yeah. Smoke ramp. Smoke on the bomb or cave. Yo, this gets scary. Inters is struggling to finish his meal. He's going to swing wide and take 1 down. Even trade. 3v3 as Death gets on the bomb with the kit. Careful now as Napoli pushes through. Disrespect. They can wallbang it.
Not a wallbang, but
turn it. It's not the right blocks. But there it is. He's Hobbit knocks him off the bomb. They've got time. Shiro does it again. And he's knocked him off again. This is one way to win a pistol. An absolute fiesta. The circus is back in town. We've got ourselves a player's pistol. It started off so regimented, so perfectly executed. And now Groove has got 3 new grey hairs.
Oh, wow. I really like that. Both teams executing on one another. That's the shot from Shiro there to open things up. It's a bit of a gimme there from Axile trying to take some space because they had no resistance. With those 2 smokes, top of the ramp, Cave as well. And here he comes. The hero players need. Hobbit.
3 of them. He scrapes around and then the fact he gets away with it again. Oh, okay. Also, I'm a bit of a geek for Hobbit's role in this Ancient because it's one I want to be able to do as well as him.
You have to stay calm in that role, right? Because it's a bombardment of utility coming your way. If you guys caught the game yesterday against Party Astronauts, John G and Hobbit were having a bit of a back and forth affair in middle. This time around, Hobbit has won it against Davy G, and now he's able to patrol across. This smoke will hold Inters at bay. But as they start to gather the forces towards A, it is just Deaths in this donut position. The only man standing between them in a second round. Defensive smoke dropped into the lip of Donut. He starts to backpedal. Mopoz and Alex might want to consider getting aggressive over towards B lane, but it's very, very quiet, and maybe that's enough to start forcing them elsewhere. Death smoke is going to start to subside now, Alex, and, well, I guess they'll be not too far behind it.
Yeah, it's going to be simple. Boost him up. I mean, I would back Axile in the head-to-head with Death's Deagle every day of the week. They've even got a nade perfectly designed for his hidey hole. They know there'll be one, and they won't plant until they find him, as we take a trip to the aquarium.
Getting aquatic out here. No one has cleared him. Oh, safe plant.
Yeah, very safe, but he's not, at least not checked. They might assume it's clear. Imagine the universe where Death's had the kit.
Well, what happens now? Because I feel like Deaths is dead. Look at Nafany. He is making sure he's going around the world to clear this position. Deaths, he's definitely noted now.
Yeah, but I mean, what is he supposed to do? Yeah, this is a weird set.
Look where Mopoz is. Hey
got spawn guys, yeah, just in case.
It's pretty cool over here. They didn't drop any guns. It sounds nice. Let's listen to the cicadas.
And you line up the donut smoke from that little water feature, don't you?
Yeah, that one is where you do the infinity molly as well, so you can do a combo of both. It's the one a little bit more to the left, but listen to those crickets. Now, normally, and I can tell you this from advice,
nice
when I had crickets in the walls at home in Australia, when you would make loud noises, they'd shut up, but then once it was quiet, they'd start making noise again. So the bomb should have shut the cicadas up.
Ah. Is that how you shut them up in, like, when you just keep a dull music track on in the background?
I think eventually they would get used to that as well. They just want it to be more like
they want to
rhythmic.
perform.
Yeah,
they want it to perform.
Just be annoying and keep you up all
I
night.
wonder if they could mimic it. If you get played some techno, they could start, like, you know, dropping a beat.
I never experimented with that.
Cicadas techno emulation.
Still plenty of time.
Dissertation by Richardson Alex. Oh, yo, no. That's the summary of lane. And as you look at this line, look at this, like, you can just see this full spread. They get mid lane and then they just continue their spread together.
Yeah, and the thing is, players are very good at understanding this. I think NIPR as well, that you can take this B lane once you have mid pressure and vice versa. You can take mid once you have B lane pressure. Yeah. You need both here because they connect to each other quite quickly. That's a nice Molotov, something we've experimented before in our matchmaking forays. And I know that sounds a bit silly, but as far as the meta goes for this, it is still developing.
Yeah. I mean, Alex can maybe get one here. That's the one. It's a nice shot. It's unlikely unless tasted their own medicine, but they've got a bodyguard. Inters is doing his necessary dirty work, and this one falls apart nice and convincingly.
Oh, just the scout and the USP now. Won't be long for this world, even if they pepper up one or two, but I'm sure the players will just want to hold on to their weaponry. Now, you were talking about how this has such a CT bias right here. I think we should set the bar for the riders at... Let's be kind.
Yeah, come on.
Let's go with a 9 rounds as the bar.
Yeah.
Because even then, right, you know, that should be a big enough amount of a buffer. So if they can get themselves 9 CT rounds, we might have a game on our hands here. But lots of talking from Nafany before we get underway. We're getting a bit more of that this week. It's a nice little addition.
It's really cool. Like, there's nothing that makes it feel like LAN besides crowd noise more than hearing a little bit of the players actually mid-rounding.
I actually watched the stream for what the stream is last night. I didn't watch it internally on our feed, which is a bit different to what everybody gets. It's like, oh, this is actually good.
It's a good product.
Yeah, I was like,
good.
oh, yeah, you know, like, so a little bit surprised about things there, but, you know, like, I was like, yeah, actually.
You weren't on it, actually. That was the...
I was listening to Maui and Anders' cars. I was like, yeah, actually, these guys are nailing it.
Yeah, this is
I like this.
And that's a dream start for the must-win Gunny. You take down Nafany. The is usually calling the shots and leading from the front of the lines, so looks like we're going to see a bit of them retool for a mid and A lean. Util check. I'm seeing 3 smokes, so do we want one for red, or are we going to leave it open? Smoke donut. Do we walk contact? Time to get some answers. Mopos is going for early info on ramp.
That was one of the things that Party Astronauts did well in a round or two against players yesterday, was how they were able to get that B lane control, and it helped them piece together where a couple of these rounds might be ending. But Shiro's going up and over to peek into donut, and that's one of the risky things about that angle, is both elevations. But now creeping on deaths, he might go unaccounted for here.
It's easy, especially if Davigi takes first contact, that Hobbit will just get so distracted and drawn in. Davigi can't afford to go down. Oh, Hobbit knows what he's doing. This is a gamer, folks. Hobbit. This is his map. Every time we watch him,
Sampayas, Alex.
So switched on, and yeah, Sampayas is going to get shot one in the back of the head.
Round over.
I like how already the affinity that players have on this map has developed. This T side is just finding gaps everywhere.
It's similar to what they did on Mirage in terms of exploiting gaps through middle a lot, right? And it kind of made things extremely awkward for the riders here. They will get one on the way out the door, but positions noted now. It's just a matter of saving. And the desk we're talking about this, they had a little bit of anecdote from Kassad and Yanko there. And the saves, right? They make a lot of sense in keeping yourself threatening, but it can only go on for so long. Right, and at some point you will need to either change up the way that you're approaching the situations or put your life on the line to go for a clutch, because, look, a 2v3 in this environment, early game, yeah, you can see why, maybe not. But as we go forward, they will need to risk a few of these. So bomb about to go off. 5 or so seconds remaining on this one. And a clean 4-0 start. Was he saying spasiba?
I don't know. I just think he's getting hyped up. He is getting hyped up by the boys right there, and he's just like, guys, stop it, guys. No, I know I did good. I did good.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, but seriously. I'm just part of the team.
Just doing my role, guys.
I'm just killing Donut twice. Yeah, it's done. Round 1. And because of that, Inter gets to get frags like that, because Sampayas was responsible for the entire A site. courtesy of Hobbit's groovy moves.
Still that photo of Hobbit with his little girl on his lap and the Counter-Strike.
It's a heart melter. It really is. Hobbit,
rosy red
a
cheeks.
family man, a sweet man, and also probably one of the best players consistently.
He's just deadly in this server.
Yeah, like actually a venomous snake, you know? It doesn't look too scary until you start hearing the rattle. Watch out for Hobbit when he starts heating up. And I think this is a map that where because his understanding of the game is so just attuned and is so natural to him, he's picked this up so quickly as to the nuances of his role. He can play solo mid, he can posture, he can fake. He does a nice little lurky smoke and boost this time from shiro to try and glance towards this aggression. And did he see them? No.
Very hard to see over the top of that. It is the smallest of gap, right? So it's, especially with how quick they moved, they didn't creep, they ran past, so even less time to be able to react there. Oh, okay. And that's Hobbit who's jumped up and over. Nafany's run through the smoke. That's the thing with the mid control. Hobbit's come up and over.
He's just ruined it again. Hobbit, the beast of Ancient. Watch out here. Davichi's not got the weapons or the hope. Nice find. Pius first his first frag. The bomb is on the ramp. Axile's pushing mid. If Deaths can win that duel, I'll have something to talk about. If not, they could just plant that bomb. Inters has taken down Stun Pius. Mission accomplished.
Did you watch Lost?
Yeah.
So what if Hobbit was the smoke monster of Ancient? Because I'm getting a bit jungly vibe out there, right? In Lost, for those of you who maybe haven't seen it, there's no such thing as spoilers on something that's been out for probably 20 years. There was a polar bear.
Snape kills Dumbledore.
Dumbledore! No, but the smoke monster, actually, it got very religious towards the end there, didn't it?
I actually gave up. It was one of those ones where they kept me on tenterhooks for so long that I was just like, you know what? Screw you guys. It's like, you know, the one that just kept coming back with more and more absurd twists. There was a bear.
Yeah.
Now there's a smoke cloud. You lost me. You lost me.
It was fun until it wasn't.
And they didn't answer all those questions. That's a question answered. Do we have cave? Shiro says yes. Flash mid. Pressure now onto Deaths. They're just going to keep them guessing. God, they are good. I reckon players have got this very well drilled.
I like seeing teams quite proficient on this map. But look, now, I want to see them go up against a lot of teams on Ancient. I'd like to let's get the best 10 Ancient teams in the world and make them play each other in best of 3 round robin Ancient only.
You know, Chad, how much that would screw the pooch for everyone that's not in the top 10 of Ancient teams.
Yeah, well, look, but I think the top 10 of Ancient teams would probably go deep within the top 30 or 40 of teams, right? So I just want to see, you know, who's got the coolest approaches to this map, because that's one of the things of having new maps in the map pool that I like the most. It's creativity, right? That right there.
Who's on your list? NIP?
Yeah, I think FaZe were good for a while there, but I don't know. I remember asking like Rain and Brokey about it, and they were like, yeah, we don't like Ancient anymore. But this was back last year, so maybe they like it again now, right? But to build that list is actually quite difficult.
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't be easy to list the top 10 Ancient teams by any means.
How's Outsiders Ancient?
It wasn't good for them at the major, right? But then they were able to turn it around and turn it into something that was quite flavorful for them.
I mean, I just think individually the map would be well fitting for their roles. A is the mission. Nafany could ruin everything with his low HP. It's such an awkward Z-axis clear.
Oh, he looked away as well. Well, they've got that. 4-on-4. Bomb just goes down on towards the A bomb site. So this retake, it's possible, but there's not a kid in play.
Everything's getting more possible now. Sun Pius onto Hobbit. A missed shot from Shiro.
Good trade.
Death's trading. Finds the one towards the temple position. Draws attention from Inters. David, he's gone round
This
the
is
world.
unaccounted for.
They won't have considered it. And Inters is going to be sitting
just out of the line of sight. He's still going to go down.
He's dead in 3, 2, 1.
Shiro needs the clutch.
Yeah, 1v3.
No kit.
Oh, and it's planted perfectly for him. Oh, no. What do you do? What do you do? He's going to hit the shot. You better hit yours. He's hit it again. Forces him off, and a 1v3 for Shiro. Add it to the list, because he's added 3 to the naughty list.
Oh, he's going to go down there, but who cares? They get the round. They got plenty of cash to splash. No dramas over there, and great from Shiro. No smoke, no kit, nothing to worry about. Just hold the line.
Oh, I don't know why. For some reason, their happiness is immediately absorbed by myself. Just seeing even Inters crack a smile. I think they were really concerned after conceding that first map. They know, just as we described, that losing to a game, losing a series in this best of 3 round robin to a Movistar Riders could be the difference maker between a top 3 and not.
Yeah, for sure, right? And I think, look, seeing Liquid perform quite well against Big yesterday has filled me with some confidence for that roster. I was mentioning in that little interview piece at the time, well, it appears they've been refining it. Now, this isn't the hardest group of the bunch, but good to see them performing well. Oh, nice shot from Deaths there. He's able to take one with him, but the A-bomb site being overrun again. Now, conditioning towards A side against lighter buys, you don't have too many qualms against that.
But they have mid, Chad, so you can actually put a tick in that box.
I don't mind it against a lighter purchase.
Just running on in. Molotov doubts. Base taken. It's going to be a temple clear next on their list. Oh, lovely. They've combined, and now it gets really awkward for players.
Oh. Mopoz's flank is very, very late, and Hobbit is still like an X factor to come through mid to Donut here at any point. Now, I know that the Riders have the number advantage right now, but Hobbit has been an absolute force working through this position.
He's waiting for some bias to call for the cross, right? He knows that Hobbit's late mid. Bang. Dealt with. Now we can see probably Mopoz come alive with a bit of an A lock-in. Just the two of them now, Inters and Shiro. Yet to see Shiro go down in full 7-0 fashion. He's going to drop a smoke close. Enables and facilitates push into Temple, but that's the end of him. Lovely find. Alex has done a lot with this one. 2 kills in the round. Rifles to be picked up. It's in their interest to not lose another one, and now scoop them up. Let's see if we can get everyone with a rifle. Some juggling done, and bang. That is one hell of a first round to put on the board. You keep 4 up, get some upgrades, and start to farm some cash. Not really an absence of cash, though, for players. Need to win another.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Well handled. You can see that once the utility that gets thrown starts to fade, A is so susceptible to all of these crossfires. It's perfect from Donut towards Temple, and then CT is that third prong, lots of boxes to hide and hobble behind.
Ooh, double mid set up early. They want to contest this and cage Hobbit. He's got a reactionary smoke he likes to throw, which stops the AWP line from red. So it is still a 1v1 in middle as it stands. Mopos is given the unenviable task of controlling Cave. He's actually managed to get his smoke and... Flash is good.
Good flash.
Great setup. Davig flashed in by Sunpius. We have an opening kill.
So that flash came from A. So Pius threw that over from A. You can also do the same from over towards the B Speedway in the back and flash middle. So good way to take Hob out, who has been a bit of a nuisance so far. Now that it is a 4-on-5 situation, need to decide which side they want to hit. Now through the cave.
And Mopos to get smoked after he takes contact. Oh, how do you hit that? You can only see his fingertips.
All right, well, Mopos is still up close and personal here. He is trying to weasel his way back, hoping that the line's still being held, but will get away. Now boosting Shiro up. It's a chance here against Sunpius, and oh, Sunpius too quick this time round.
Big. That is a big frag to find, and now the smoke's recovered. On the ramp crawl, though, Sunpius is going to get exploited. Nafany lining up util.
You can actually throw a set of util from here. You can bounce a smoke off the wall to cover off towards the long side. You can even molly the cubby very easily from this position.
And there they go. Missed the shot. Walking in, long is open and smoked. Rotate through. Mopos is looking to ruin everyone's day. Will they even consider this? Will they even consider it? They did, but Inters looks away. 4v2 as the bomb goes down. I think they're going to have to let it go down unless the wallbang comes in. Nafany catches one. Davig falls. Axal and Nafany partnered up in a 2 versus 4. Sunpius makes it 3 versus 1. 3 versus none. As that's a second, completely exhausting the coffers now of players. Inters and Hobbit, a bit of extra cash to splash, but they keep 3 up. Some AK upgrades, and we're going to have a half. Now, we set the bar at 9.
Yeah. We 9 straight would be how they need to get there here. This was the one back. Shiro got the opener. Well, not the opener, but the frag over towards Cave. Sunpius finding some impact here with this AWP. It's another kill for him onto Axal. And a big round. Now, they are able to get Galils in lieu of AKs. Hobbit can get an AK out here as well. So this is still somewhat threatening from that of players. But what's the approach going to be here? Because they won't have that Shiro AWP to rely on to find them picks back if they do lose one early. Hobbit going towards middle again. Axal looks like he can throw some utility out to help him.
Alrighty. Sunpius dispatched to cave hold now, and I guess when Shiro opens up onto your cave players, you're going to have to respond with an AWP of your own.
Looks like they're just doing a default spread here. Shiro watching A. Axal is quite literally still in spawn here, so right now in his hand is a flash, so if Hobbit needs it, he can flash and Hobbit can activate, but just staying passive. Now he's called across. Inters and Nafany working on the B lane control. Waiting out all the early protocol utility right now of the Riders, making sure they're not susceptible to the smokes or any cheeky business. And Nafany's just found Alex there.
Oh, that's a great shot, actually, just around the smoke of ramp.
Oh, they're pushing for info here. So trying to take some space back. Inters is going to have to deal with this with Shiro, who's coming over. Come down to timing right now for the Riders.
You like this setup?
Very loud. They're hearing a lot of this. They would have heard the steps.
Oh, that's bomb. Juggling weapons loudly as well. Mopoz has heard all of that. Does he not want to strike? And his window closed as they round the corner. Opportunity gone. 5 now through middle. davig's been hiding in this corner and he's managed to profit a big frag. More through Donut though. They'll have to be ready. Death relatively alone. The smokes will imply he's under a scrutiny.
Sampaya still has an angle here as well. He's just baiting him in with the AWP.
Where's the angle come from? Oh, unchecked. You take those, do you, though? Nafany goes down. Shiro stops the punish. 15 seconds.
Oh, no.
Straight over his head. A nasty death for Mopoz. Bomb down. Sampayas puts Axile in the grave. His kit's available. Don't see a smoke as it currently stands. A tickle for the check, and that's the shot you had to hit from davig. Should have a free hold here. Shiro, same angle. Saved a few. Who's? Okay. Third is secured. A second's hesitation on Shiro, and that round is another 1v2 with a single kill.
Oh, lordy. Okay.
Oh,
3 consecutive right now for the Riders. It doesn't matter how they get them on the board, just as long as they do. A technical timeout called here from the Riders, so we'll take a moment here, and maybe we can take it all in, because this one is starting to heat up now.
Pause called.
Oh, we are back underway. I believe this one should be getting stopped.
Yeah, looks like it. Reset that one, but that was a nasty way for Mopoz to go down, but a big round for the Movistar Riders.
All right. Well, page number 88. Redwood trees have existed on Earth for approximately 240 million years, predating flowers and birds.
Wow, the redwoods, those are the big, girthy mother truckers.
That's the ones.
Yeah.
The 5 cases of Latin grammar. No, I'm not even going to bother with that one.
No.
Dead language.
Redwood trees, interesting.
The dessert spoon, as a unit of culinary measure, is abbreviated to DSTSPN. DSTSPN.
Dessert spoon.
Yeah. And equates to approximately 2 teaspoons. So wouldn't you just put 2 teaspoons down?
Could.
Why would you put a
2 TSP?
Yeah. Okay.
For some reason, I think tablespoon has got a B in it. TSB, don't we just...
I'm not sure. I don't do a lot of cooking.
TBS? The network? Anyway, I don't cook. I did make a beef Wellington for Christmas, though.
Oh, well then you do cook.
I do, yeah.
Well, you did cook.
And I roasted parsnips.
That's something.
Favorite vegetable, some honey and rosemary in there.
I gotta get you and Henry a bloody air fryer. You boys love it.
Yeah, I think that would change our lives.
Yeah, because the oven seems like too much work, but the air fryer is not.
We started cooking for ourselves a bit more. We're slowly becoming developed adults at the age of 30.
I strongly recommend the air fryer to everybody out there. If you have bench space,
why don't you get a sponsor, dude? That's
an air fryer sponsor.
Get an air fryer sponsor, and then we all get freebies.
I could do the catering at events.
You could. Chad Birchall's
air fryer specialties.
Yeah, that's a very deep smoke, and they're ahead of it. 2 up and out to cave.
Quick.
Very quick, and Hobbit. Ooh. He knows, Mopoz knows that there's some funny business around the corner. He isn't alone. He has Alex in the form of a smoke. So I like this jiggle smoke defense.
It's gone wrong once.
Yeah, but that's if Shiro can hit a ridiculously quick AWP shot on that jiggle. They actually opt to drop it now. Does that imply a ramp reshaping?
I don't know. These two have a lot on their plate here, right? Because Sampayas and Deaths are very far away on A. davig is jump spotting middle right now. So it really just truly is on Mopoz and Alex to bear down and defend against this. Because currently, 4 of the 5 players members are close. And Mopoz.
Yo.
Mopoz on the fade. Oh, Inter's ready for that. That is a big one.
So ready for that. Alex has got the whole world on his shoulders. 5 closing in on his position.
I'd be screaming for a flash about now to push through this to give him something.
Anyone, anything. Anything. They actually abandoned it on the fade, so Alex will call it clear. Suspicious, but there's a lot more than he bargained for around the corner. Oh, they get info. He's running out of bullets. 10 in the mag. Still takes the frag, and a dink as well. Axile down to 16. They can commit to this. The numbers still favor the players, but 20 seconds. They could try and go A. Hobbit's thinking about it.
I think it has to be B now.
20.
Has to be.
Yeah, some
Navi G.
the same. Here they come. 14 seconds and counting. Anything to destabilize is golden. Anything to destabilize is golden. Bides his time, makes it as awkward as he can, and that's round winning from Davigi. 3 on the M4, shuts them down for 4. That was necessary, and I also love the extra 2 seconds he took. And that wasn't to line up his aim, folks. That was to make sure that should that frag go down, that bomb will not go plant. I nearly made a sentence. Should that bomb go down, the bomb was unable to be planted.
And a high risk there, not just to get that kill, because think about this. Watch the swing that comes out of the cave. If Inter's is swinging the other way as well, and Davigi goes down, then the bomb gets planted. Uh-oh. So,
imagine.
yeah, that what works out for him there is we do have a Hobbit into the AK. The rest are just in some Deagles and a Glock. And out middle, well, we see what he does, and Hobbit opens this one up. Davigi, the hero, the last first to fall in the grave.
That's Mopos, though, trying to do a little bit more than normally demanded of him. Swings out lane, has control of it, no less. Hobbit, what are you? Oh, he's been betrayed by his booties.
Locked in here, right?
Premium Kazakh leg at leather.
But how long does Sampaio stay like this, right? Because this is a standoff right now. I know you're here, you don't know. And if I look...
hard clear it with the AW. Bizzle. Oh, Chiro got one onto Mopos elsewhere, so that might lead them into an over-rotation to the wrong bomb site. No, Death gets info, he can't die. Cannot afford to go down, and Sampaio has saved him with the first. Inter's changing his mind. Whew, this is already a chaotic set of circumstances. Shiro filling this mid-gap. Pius has been good for it and continues to deliver. 11 and 5. He's racking them up now, and let's make it 12.
Good stuff. A really good round from him. The AWP getting to float around quite freely like Sampaio does is great. Like, they don't just keep him in one position, right? Because there's so many different smoke walls or variations of the smokes to block off choke points. If you park that AWP and he gets locked and he has to deal with that, right? This is great. He can rotate between. He can help the A defender. He can help mid. He can get over to B and help them out as well. So really good stuff from Sampaio here, keeping himself active. And this one here onto Hobbit basically alleviated any pressure that might be coming their way, but it's all good. It wasn't a full buy. Now we do have exactly that out of players here. So 6 on the trot from them, 5 back. Let's see if the Riders can make it 6 of their own. Just one more required.
Oh, wow. Mopos has decided he's going to start the round with a quick swing, and that was supposed to be the lurk. Surely they can rotate someone over to help Deaths. He could use some...
All B here now. Yeah, this round's over. I can call that for sure.
Look at this shutdown. Completely booked. Oh, it could have been the clean sweep. Shiro denies. And it's 4 HP, 1v4. He's got about as much health as he does opponents at this point.
Yeah, if Shiro gets any more kills out of this round, it would be good stuff. And well, the nade will get it done, so don't worry about that. Peg that one at him from across the wall, and away we go. 6 on the trot has been confirmed and stumped our players. Now, I think they're expecting to get respect, that they weren't going to get pushed B lane, that they were going to be assumed that mid was relatively under their control because Hobbit's been getting away with a lot of space there. But no, that aggressive B push through the lane completely ruined this play because what they just went for is going to... You're going into that assuming that the CTs are playing passive on that B bomb site, right? Well, they didn't do that at all. They completely just dismantled it with those 2 kills alone. They might have to do a bit more of an all-in mid. And you can see a bit of a missed smoke here. So they might have to do a bit more of an all-in mid. Now, the thing is with Ancient, maybe you guys want to practice this at home. You can do it like Mirage, where you can have set smokes from spawn, right, that cover off the window from, I think it's maybe at least 4 or 5 spawns possible to make that one happen. I was trying to practice it myself, but I'm changing computers all the time, so my game always looks slightly different.
Yeah.
Head in the weeds. Anthony having a peer around the plants.
You can't hit the jumping scope, can you? Oh, Davigi knows. Davigi has found the big opener. That was onto the rifle. The rest just equipped with a half buy. And the AK now idle, so we can see the bomb leading towards the A-Hall side of things. They're going to try and contact into B and have Hobbit get the plant for the extra cash.
Yeah, look, that seems like a good idea here, but I don't know if Deaths is going to need to move. This lockdown on the B site, Alex and Mopos still both playing for info. They're good at knowing when to push and when to hold, and the jiggle peak top ramp, it means that Mopos can just drop that smoke. So long deny the ramp, nowhere to push on up.
Look at these two. Very dynamic.
Yeah, there's a good duo, isn't it?
It's a good duo. Oh, Mopoz has been given a warning shot and returns the favor as they shut this down. And still no bomb, they say. No bomb. No, dead deaths. And a safe plant.
You want to risk it, some pious? Do you want to push him on your lonesome?
Wallbang and a nearly. Frag Hobbit is a fiend. But we do get the bomb plant. Mission accomplished in that respect. Everyone's going to get an extra $800 for the bomb going down and the round lost.
And it's max loss bonus as well, right? So they should be flush for cash here. No dramas as far as the Shiro AWP goes. Everybody can get their AKs with the full util. So this is it. The final few rounds right now, players could go into the second half with absolutely no momentum. And if the Riders get the last 2 rounds in a row, they will go into the second half with that bar that we set of 9. So this is beautiful for them. A great recovery after the pistol loss, the conversions that came on in early. A competitive game here on Ancient. Loving what we're seeing. Axel and Nafany are being kept very quiet, Alex. They're only 3 kills apiece.
Yeah, and we can see that trend is going to continue if they don't find an opening on this lane side. Mopoz has been taking that space comfortably. They haven't conditioned them particularly successfully, and he's gone for the cross. That's the pop! Ooh, he's lucky to have gotten away with that one.
Like that flash, you know, you think that's going to be heading up towards B. Actually, it's bouncing back and right in your face. So, Mopoz stares at it. It's completely white screened and hangs around. So, yeah, it's a nice little cheeky smoke to play around.
Nothing actually on the visual, so they can walk out, and they have into Jiggles. And they actually maneuver the bomb back. So this setup again to be tested. It's dynamic, but Sunpius and Davigi, with deaths in tow for the mid, have jiggled and juggled into a new setup.
Axel hasn't left spawn yet. He's quite truly been at spawn for a minute now, so donut smoke, top mid smoke. Now they can start to work on B lane and then go for a B execute here, because this accounts for Mopoz's aggression, right? And the fact that they used that utility extra early is just Alex's smoke now dumped. He's smoked off top of the B ramp, and it's him to defend against everybody right here, right now.
They've actually really scared off the Spaniards with that mid util. It could lead to a 2-man fast flank cave. Alex can't die. He has to just tuck in Cubby and delay. Smoking ramp could be good. It wasn't a smoke, it was a flash. Alex has been having a great game here. Oh, they're banging it through. Look at that. Alex doesn't get a chance to voice concerns. Cleared now. Death stands good, but Shiro's dealt with a fast flank. Mopoz went round the world. 8 seconds and they get it down. Do you go? Looks like Sunpius will encourage them and entice them in to 2v4, becomes 2v3 quick. Ramp a threat.
Nobody's looking at this right now.
You just clear Cubby. Oh! And Cave's probably the go. Fake it.
Wall bang him though, that's the problem here.
Yeah, it's very, very susceptible. Oh, but he can bang him back! And he does! Surely you want to tickle the bomb. Sunpius known. Hobbit in open. Is he going to pick it up again? Another 1v2 clutch, and Sunpius has got the frag. That's big, big stuff from Movistar Riders. Make it 8. Close, but no cigar for the players.
Whoa, and both teams had a wallbang kill in that round through the wood. You know, you got the one into the cubby there. I think that was from Hobbit, right? And then you get the one back. And the thing is, the fact he's gone for the spam before tapping the bomb, that is key. Because if he taps the bomb, they start shooting. This way, he's going to initiate the action. Here's the first one. This is their way in. The only B defender, mind you, because Mopoz has gone around the literal world here. Flash in, wall bang. Imagine if you got the double there. That is mental stuff. And then Hobbit, he just has to creep out. He can't risk going for the spam back. They already knew how that one ended. And Sunpius, he delivers.
Wow. Wow. This is actually becoming the potential for the Dream 9. 9 in a row, no less. It was 6-0. And Mopoz is up to no good. Hobbit's mid-mission cancelled. And no one can voice concerns with the smoke up. Mopoz gets free reign to just eliminate the mid threat.
And a deep mid smoke here is going to hold Shiro at bay. Okay, what has he got? Spidey senses and something else.
I thought he'd done that, actually pulled it off. Pre-aim on
this,
point.
Look at this. There's 3 players here. Davigi, Mopoz, and Alex to lock down the doors. How do you get through? How are you going to break this?
It's like a 3-man monster hold. Excuse me, banana hold.
And Mopoz is in Polly's pocket.
Great start. Now they all look at him as he does go down now, perhaps lulled into a false sense of security.
Boys, what is this?
Yeah, that's not
ideal.
ideal.
Just all baited each other.
Yeah,
What is that?
Maybe because Mopoz wants the 4K. The 3K. Oh, Mopoz is really booked him here. One, hard to find the second. Disappears into the smoke. Axel can't find him. He doesn't want to touch the bomb. They're just waiting on either side of this smoke. Catches him on the fade, he does! What a naughty boy! Mopos 9. Oh, Movistar Riders, they do. They break through and get every round required after the initial 6. We've got to take a very quick break, but we could be seeing the Movistar Riders push the players here on third map.
Hey Future Pros! Back to Ancient with a basic B-site execute you can throw with a little help from your friends. For this execute you will need 2 smokes, 2 flashes and 1 molly. Ask very kindly for your teammate to drop their smoke into this corner, and when you are ready, get into the corner too. To throw your first smoke, aim in the middle of the doorway in the middle of these bricks. Then jump throw the smoke. This will smoke off the left side of site. While in the same spot, aim above this wall decoration and in line with the leaf above. Then jump throw the smoke. This will smoke off the right side, but be careful as the CT could try and sneak around the edge of the smoke. To throw your molly, aim at this part of the door along this point. Then jump throw the molly. This molly will push someone out of the cubby, which is incredibly annoying to clear. Now the smokes and molly are down, aim to this section of the door, walk forward and jump throw your flash quickly. This flash will get anyone on the side, but hopefully not your teammates pushing up long. Finally throw your last flash over the triangle to stop someone from spraying through the long smoke and further blind anyone looking at the ramp. And that's it, pretty easy, and remember, just go B.
Ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of best of 3, starting off your day for season 15. This is Group C with some smiles and some heartbreak. It is 9 in a row from Movistar Riders. The Spaniards have come with a lot to prove. Newest map in the pool and thriving, at least on the CT side. Though there is a bias, this was the bar set by Birchall. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. Do you know what CFC stands for?
CFC?
Yeah.
Obviously. That's cookies. Fantastic. Cookies.
Cause for concern, because, yeah, as you mentioned, the 9 on the trot here, the Riders. Let's see what they can do
Zero
here.
momentum, Chadney.
Yeah, and I think if you're the players, well, you're on the favoured side now. Let's see how much you truly got. 1xBet odds still favouring the players, and quickly towards Cave they sprint.
Yeah, they're going to have 2 fast up mid flank as well. So you got to go or get crunched. They opt for the form up. They're in. And they're here to try and line up the counter to the plan. Hobbit has already revealed the flank. He's up cave early. Axel working into Mopos. Nice find on the Glock. Will maintain cave control. Hobbit to change that as another quick click comes in. 4v3. Got to clear that corner. Not going to be fun. Sound cues are heard and the man advantage to be twisted. There's kits. And there's bodies. They're running out of players just like that. The Spaniards dilapidated.
This is why I have trust issues, by the way, Alex. You see some of those diffuse kits on the ground? Those are what we call ghost kits.
Yeah.
Like, no one had died and there's 2 kits on the ground. It's like, come on, Gabe.
How does that happen? And the crosshair missing thing, that's another weird one.
Yeah, I keep bringing that... keep bringing that one up to him. Rushley and I, we made a video, we emailed it to him. I don't know. I guess the thing is, it would be fixed if they knew how to fix it.
Hobbit and Shiro both have 16 frags, which is more than the other 3 combined. It is bleak out
Comfortably,
there.
Yeah.
For those 3, definitely an uneven kill distribution in contrast with what it was before. What happened to that, HE? That was the deepest of all. Actually, finds 3 targets. Axel's got a strong arm on him. And it is going to make you do a bit of a slower, deeper clear.
This is a contact A, right? So they're not giving tells away with you 2. And this is okay because currently not being watched as I say that. Axel's here and so is Hobbit.
Yeah, they just go. Oh, Axel still manages to pull the trigger successfully. And Hobbit, I wouldn't write him out of this one. He just waits, bides his time and strikes. Alex 1 back on the Galil. Daffy G makes it interesting. Need more. Good spray. Axel gone to watch him now as 3v3. The bomb loose.
It's nowhere safe to plant, really, is there? You have to have donut control to get a very safe one in, but here we go.
This is a... Ooh.
Mopos, okay.
Threatening angle to break through. Not looking easy. Needs to maneuver away. They can play the time. There's so much time. Will they overthink it? Will they overplay it?
They only know where 1 is, right? So you can see the high alert checking donut, checking the flank. If Davi G just stays alive here, Mopos could go around the world, but it also feels like players are starting to figure this one out too. He needs 1 here, Davi. Yeah, rough.
Now they'll just probably charge over to A, I imagine.
This is the thing, yeah. Like, Mopos, he might actually get the plant for free here.
Because of all the options he could be traversing.
Yeah, well, the thing is, because he hit the shot on A, so they know that he was on A, and the fact that he's been able to slip away like this is massive. So the bomb going down, this is a consolation prize, but realistically, it sets him up in a 1-on-2 that could be winnable here. Now, there is a smoke, there is a kit. That is definitely going for players as well as the number advantage, but Mopos' positioning could be the difference maker. He's planted on the tip.
Could be, it could be a wall-bangable defuse as well.
True. Both of them have M4s, though.
Worried about ramp, they smoke it off. He's hidden if they do a quick glance.
It's on the bomb.
Better hope you have the bomb. You better hope you have the wall bang. Perfectly placed crosshair. Mopos to come up clutch. Shiro doesn't have the kit.
You can't get it.
He can't find the kit. He can't find the round. Moss just styling on him with a nod. And they know what it means. It was right there. Right there, he couldn't find it in the smoke, and there is a 1v2 with very little sweat on the brow. Mopos, just confidence in his positioning.
Yeah, when you hang your teammates out to dry like that, if you win the round, it's okay. We saw that happen in the tail end of the first half as well. Like, I don't know what was going on in that B lane setup where they all baited Alex, then Davi baited Alex, then Mopos baited Davi, and then Mopos won the round. Yeah. But when you win the round, it's all right. You know, we don't count that one as a boo-boo. But yeah, great stuff from him here. Now just coming peeling back and bang.
Listen, it's the no Kevlar superstar. Whenever you see
no Kevlar superstar,
whenever you don't see Mopos with Kevlar vest on, you can expect the round to be converted. And I regret to inform you he's bought Kevlar and a helmet.
I regret to inform you Davi G's already dead.
Oh. And we can all look for the X on the map to see where that was. He's actually directly under the foots. The foots?
The foots.
That's the correct pluralization.
Of feet.
Yes. Under the foots. Those filthy little hobbitses. Actually, got us 3v3 out of that. They just run straight down the ramp to contest, and now an extinguish will stop Shiro in his tracks.
Curious little smoke right there.
Not sure about that either.
Yeah, it's giving them a chance to pick up a better weapon, so that's the positive. And look at Death. He's gone fishing right now. Taking his time. You know, this is one of the things. It looks casual. I tell you, it's not at all. He has to be on high alert for every corner clear. And each little inch of space he takes is more that his team can work with as they come on over. Now, Deaths, you got a bucket load of utility, my friend. Where do you want to throw it?
Oh, I want to see if they walk. Do they walk in the A-halls, or is Hobbit going to get confirmation of the three?
So much noise.
Oh, but still Axel down. now is a great time to drop that.
That has a gap, I think, in the right side.
Oh, it's not too exploitable. You are right, but...
Only just, really, isn't it? But it can even bearings here to spam.
It's good bearings. Very good bearings. Shiro struck again. He's such a nuisance on this rifle. 20 and 8 Shiro's having a game.
Faking it here, 25 seconds, and there's Hobbit.
Oh, no. Frustration's mounting. Bullets absent. 19 seconds. He's just got his Glock. They're taunting him, playing with their food. Shiro is a real nuisance for them. In the absence of Axile, Shiro will just be a rifler as well.
Oh, dearie me. It felt good. It felt like they got the right rotation in. It felt like they headed over to the right bomb site there. And Shiro, that frag, it had so many ramifications about it, didn't it? This is how it started. So the run boost across here for Shiro to open up the account to Davi. Then it became a bit of a biff, right? Back and forth, throwing bodies at each other. Deaths catches Axile because Hobbit's probably calling those steps that you were talking about. And there's that kill right there. It's that kill right there that's the real troublemaker. They knew that Hobbit would have been close, but you can see just that gap, it really helps you stabilize in a position.
I don't claim to be an expert at all, but the idea of walking to just so as Hobbit doesn't have certainty, is that something that, you know, when you don't have donut info, you would have liked to see, or would that just have slowed them down too much?
I think maybe what they were hoping it would have done was force a player into deaths, which it did, right? Because you think, oh, I can beat them there, I can hear them, I know where they are. But at the same time, it also completely, the jig's up, right? All the hard work of deaths walking in, like they don't know his surprise position, but they know that it's going to be A, so it helps the players on the other side of the map start to get a move on.
Get the pieces in fashion and with an understanding of where everyone is. So we do see a 2-2-1 split, just the single Axile responsible for A, and the T side going to go and look for an opener. That cracks open the site. Some umpires will you consider the cubby the criminally underchecked corner. This one's usually good for a double. Shiro's good for one.
Oh, another one!
This is having a pop-off. Davigi deals with Shiro, and that's one way to find a rebuttal.
I'll take the AWP, thank you very much. There's some bias, well...
Says Davigi.
Yeah, so they'll take it, but do Hobbit and Axile save? Hobbit's coming... Oh.
I reckon Axile's about to catch an AWP bullet if he's not careful. Oh, he actually does burst him down. Will he clear his corner?
It's his flash.
Alex doesn't miss his deagle.
Well, the Deagles seem to be better as right now, guys. It has been back and forth since the pistol. The force by wars are full force, and I think we got a yelling match on here too. Who can be louder?
Look at the money, bro. Players are sent straight back to the primeval era. You've got Hobbit spending all of his schmeckles to get himself the M4. You've got a UMP. Deagle. I mean, you had two players on 1400. You are going to have to invest. It would have been the double economical.
Well, whoever breaks first, right? If players lose now, that's where they have real issues, right? Because if players drop this one, if they don't win off of this force buy, Movistar Riders will likely see themselves up to 13 because it will have to be an eco and, Mopos, he is a sweaty gamer, isn't he? Finding the slither gap right there. Gets a chunk of damage onto Inters. It's 3 players on B. Hobbit is passive. He can float around with this M4 top mid, and Axile over towards Donut right now with a UMP. But dares risk the flames, looking for anybody who oversteps the mark, but Alex is perched behind the box, and this is the Riders just fortifying before they get into any 4A for the round. I think a boost here with Hobbit would be nice, right? We do see that payoff, and it is a nice one to give you a look over the smoke, but they have gambled quite heavily towards B here. 4 prongs of players to bear down on this position.
I think it also enables them, because you've already highlighted how much of the ramifications of this. If you can't find an even trade, it would have fallen apart, but also enables them to save should things go awry.
Oh, they're doing this again. It didn't go well last time. At least they're a little bit more condensed as part of the pack here. And okay, well, the donut pressure immediately alleviated. So good kill from Mopos.
There you go.
I think you're right? They should be able to head over to cave and pick up the Galil of Davi G.
True. He's found that.
How's Hobbit getting this much space?
Because it's Hobbit, and he's the best player in the world.
Okay. Alex Richardson, 2022.
Oof, this time he's been bested. Mopos. And if they lose anything more, you don't really need to. So Movistar Riders will take a 12th. Will they leave successfully? It looks like their positions are just out of the radius for lethality.
They've just grabbed themselves the AWP. Where did Mopos throw his AK? Did he throw it over the fence?
Oh, nice work from shiro. Cheeky little ninja as he grabs an M4 on the way out.
Okay, so that's actually what they should have been walking away with really anyway, right? So the M4 from Hobbit retained and Daviji's Galil gives them something, but it should be an eco, right? It should be an eco behind this. You can't really justify investing right now if you are players. They can actually drop some upgraded pistols across. Hobbit's even going to buy himself into a P250 here. Inters gets gifted a Deagle. There's a 5-7 from Nafany. So Nafany right now, Nafany, give the 5-7 to Axile, please. Nafany.
No.
Nafany, please.
Wants both.
But why?
Why not?
Because Axile only has a USP.
Yeah. And Hobbit's dead. Not yet. God, that would really sketch you out, the timing. No, they can't lose one of these. They're not going to lose one of these.
Imagine if Axel had a 5-7 there.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
No, he wasn't even clearing his corners. He wasn't even clearing his corners, guys. All right, it's all right.
All right, it's fine. shiro, however, has always been a bit of a thorn in their side when they try and get that bomb down. I don't know if he's going to be able to contribute in the same capacity with him rotating to B.
Now I would like an A execute. You've got A main control. You still have 4 smokes. You have a bunch of mollies and you have a bunch of flashes. Now, I think an A execute would be acceptable.
When you've already won the round.
Yeah, but also may as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's cross the T's. Let's dot the I's.
Yeah, let's not take any silly risks.
I can't even see how they could accidentally trip up and lose this. I suppose Alex clearing up lane has gone to investigate B. They could overthink it.
Yeah, so if they do want to rotate, they will have to go all the way back through T-spawn, right? And shiro will hear them if they start running in A main. Yeah, they're making footsteps to sell the A fake, but he'll... Oh, yeah, I think he's gravitating towards the glowy things on the screen as opposed to the noisy things in his ears. He's trying to cut them off. So Deaths is the linchpin of all of this. The bomb should make it back 20 seconds now. There's another 10 seconds of running. They'll get into the site. No one close to deny. So the bomb will go down. No qualms. And maybe shiro just to save this M4 here.
Oh, just in time.
And every second of the round here, making sure keeps everyone on their toes. And there it goes, 13-8. Players will be looking to get the guns out in the next. They have a 2,400 loss bonus coming through, so it is important that shiro holds on to this for, well, the tail end of this half, which is where we are now. I don't know if too many people were expecting the score to be going like this. Inferno, all 30. Mirage, a bit more of a blowout, a bit more what we expected. And now that we found ourselves on Ancient, this has been, well, I think the most competitive of the bunch because Inferno was very slow. Oh, here we go. Not going to get that one.
Out of the map.
Yep.
Wondered what he was doing earlier, Daviji, doing a bit of housekeeping.
Yeah, making sure nothing gets left behind. And there it is. Would you believe it? The 13th round now for the Riders here, just 3 more away. And this would be a gargantuan upset. We were talking about this before. This, you know, it doesn't put players in danger, at least from my perspective, of not making it out of the group, but it means that it's going to be harder for them to contest for the #1 spot. But you never know. Maybe it does come back to bite them in the arse.
And the way in which it can is actually through Movistar Riders continuing. Like there's a lot of other big names in this group, and what happens when a team that were supposed to be, you know, in the default AI calculated run through in a 3rd or 4th spot end up in a 2nd or a 1st spot.
Yeah.
The ramifications can get messy. You start looking at the big names, Liquid start getting sweaty as they have to make sure they convert versus the Spaniards and vice versa.
Even a big up next, right? Big versus Party Astronauts up next. Liquid versus Godsent for the end of the day here. So yeah, this group, we're still kind of learning who's where. And right now we are learning that the Riders can contest. So let's see, can they ride into the sunset? Pick up the 3rd map here. It would be quite the upset.
Liquid Movistar Riders is tomorrow. Let's see if they can take down players to start and fire off a bit of a warning shot as to what they're capable of here. That Inferno loss in regulation haunting the players.
Okay, so see this flash from Sampai's all the way back here. It's to clear out anybody close. So this one's going to pop just above the doors. We can come through. Oh, defensive smoke over towards the B lane as well to isolate the vision from Inters here, who has to respect it, dropping on back, trying to tuck into the site here with Nafany, who's currently on the jiggle.
They're really respecting the A potential, aren't they? Like, they've got
Two
Shiro
players, yeah.
steady there. Normally, Shiro's happy to give Exile the freedoms.
Well, this is what would happen when you're playing Ancient a little bit passively, right? We see most teams go for aggressive mid or aggressive B lane, or sometimes even both, and then you have the swingman helping out A. But if you want to play passive, you can have one guy watching Donut from A, you can have one guy watching A main, one guy passively watching middle, and then he drops back to B lane, because you don't need to, as the mid defender, hold off Donut. You just need to watch this creep through Red House to B, and then your B defenders of Inters and Nafany can also play a bit more passive.
Some confirmation, as the traces are fired through by Hobbit, that there is no AWP posted up. It implies there'll be one on the site. And Shiro on A, they have Cave, and they've got 30 seconds. Here comes the util, here comes the seriously clear Cave. Nafany's been having a tough time here. He doesn't want to tuck into Cubby, doesn't want to be susceptible to wall bangs, and you've got 25 seconds, lads. No util, just Davy smoke left. You have to go as this fades. 20 seconds. Who takes first contact? That's the question. Mopos, of course it's Mopos. Walks through the cave, demands respect, and demands a plan. Sun Pius, can he be stopped? The answer's no.
Do you go for this right now if you're players? Do you risk this?
I don't see a kit other than the one that's on the bomb.
Yeah, this is such a risk right now. They can't smoke the bomb. They have flashes. They can't smoke off ramp. They can't smoke off cave. They have to fight.
Hobbit, of course, is the one to lead by example. Boosted on the box, though. This is very...
How do you break this?
Very potent. The frags are good.
Why are they giving away kills?
I don't understand. Oh, no, they're losing it. Slipping through their fingers. Davy G has to be the hero. He's posted up, takes another one onto Inters, but they're defusing. 10 seconds. They haven't picked up the kit, and it's going to cost them the round. A nice one. 1v1. Just needs to live. He hits the shot, and we see 14. Huge from the Movistar Riders. Look what that means to them, and also what that means for players. Their opportunities are starting to run dry.
Wow, a couple of unforced errors from both teams here. So you're right, the kit, we see it get dropped right there. There was 2 fights on the B ramp, right, that felt unnecessary. It put so much pressure on Davy G to hit that, and then Alex has to win the 1-on-2. Oh. Lucky, time was on his side right there, but a fumble from both teams, and the Riders should have run the round, and they did. And now players buy in. 3 M4s, 2 MP9s, no kits again. Light on the util. They're up against the ropes here, and Nafany's dead already.
Oh my God, he's going to be fuming. There is steam ejecting from his eardrums as he has conceded potentially enough to open up the site. Inters tries to be the hero. Frags are good from Shiro. 25. Hobbit arrives as well. Similar frags as he goes to 26th, and there they are. It's just the two of them doing everything to keep players in this. Daz had a quiet one. Bomb on his back and 3 to find. Hobbit's posted up and he has to be cleared properly. That's as easy as it gets. Wow, just Shiro and Hobbit in the face of adversity. Yeah, just the two of them. Just those two.
How are they having such a series? Look at that, 28 and 25. What? 28 and 25.
And I swear, I reckon if I was, this is probably a map.
53 kills.
This is the map where we've seen the fewest Shiro AWP frags. Like on his T side, a couple, CT side, a couple. I would argue almost all of these have been silenced M4. Like it's very out of character. Yeah, 53 between the two of them here on Ancient, when they've got 9 rounds to boast. I think that also is a highlight of the fact that those two are so head and shoulders above the rest. Inters, Axel, and Nafany haven't even broken 10.
Alex, they have 33 kills combined, more than the other 3 players combined.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
How are they? How? Well, they're not winning the game. Yeah. I was going to say, how are they winning? They're definitely not winning. They score 14-9 and still up against the ropes and just getting across the line here by individual performances again. But if you're Riders, you have to be thinking there is no way that these two will keep getting away with this. They will foot falter at one point, and we just close out the game. We just need 2 more rounds.
Also, the player that's been feeling really cold is Axile, and he is alone on A. Inters actually commits to the angle. An exchange of util, and he decides he'd rather smoke it off than take the fight.
I would just keep going B, wouldn't you? With Nafany and Inters here, both of them quite strugglesome. Like, I feel like you could continue to bully this bomb site. You know the Hobbit plays more over towards middle, you know that Shiro's in swing, and you know that Axel's over towards A, so you could really start to turn the screws on Nafany and Inters here.
Yeah, and if they do commit to what they're going for currently, it's the two, Hobbit and Shiro on A.
I think it's a B fake, right? You can see the util being lined up here outside the doors. I think they're just waiting for the CT utility to subside before they throw out their own. But how much do they put into this? Because there's no way Axel's going to move. And then Shiro doesn't have to either. This is happening so quick. Okay, they're hoping to isolate just one, but there's 2 here.
Axile cleared.
Wow.
That's a real drive-by from Mopoz. And if they boost, Shiro could get spotted over the smoke. This is real problem for
Hobbit's
players.
dead now too.
Hobbit gone. It has to be Nafany and Inters. Two quiet mice in the server. Can they find their voice? Oh, 15's a lock-in.
They're going to have to save.
Yeah.
I was saying that there would be foot falters, that it would happen eventually, right? Hobbit and Shiro can't keep getting on the winning end of these fights. And here, you feel like Shiro has an advantage over the cusp of the smoke. Alex says, no, no, no. And then they clean up Hobbit rotating in as well. 15 now secured.
Jesus.
Stunned mullet right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, this... when you saw a 6-0 T start for the players, you then saw 9 in the trot from a response from the Spaniards. And look at that, Nafany losing everything as well. They get into their heads with their cheers, and I would too. Any advantage you can find, because you are 1 round away. You've got 7 opportunities. 7, that's really good maths, Alex. 6 opportunities. Let's see if we can take them.
This is the kill from Mopoz here as well. That's the rotator gone, just in the cusp of that smoke. So that lurk smoke that they threw out was absolutely perfect. Impact from Mopoz being felt. And the buy, well, busted again here for players. Hobbit on an MP9. The rest have rifles at least. Can they put up any of a fight here? Out middle, they're barreling quickly. They've gotten the space up and over. Mopoz wants to go. Nothing's going to stop this man.
Oh, he's looking great. 2 in cave. This could be round ending. If this doesn't go to plan, Hobbit and Inters, they've already lost Nafany. What was that? A ramp aggression through the smoke. Davig's cut him down to size, and we're 4 frags away from players conceding here to the Movistar Riders.
You'd love a flash in a cave here if you're the Riders before you go. It's such a risk. And smoked off one side, aggression on the other.
Oh, pushing. Davig heard, knows, and what a jump. Oh, but let it slip, and Mopoz has caught Inters. Stick a fork in this one. It is done. Shiro disagrees. Ahead of the smoke, Mopoz a mistake. Will it haunt him? It could. In the heat of battle, Davig low, Axile and Shiro up against 4. Axile, does he take a glance at middle? I think he's just going to try and float back to A to respond.
He'll be here at the right time, and he has a molly as well to throw on the plant spot. Is he going to get caught in limbo here, though?
Just going to have a chance to catch some element of surprise. Okay, lining up for him. Axile takes 2, he makes it manageable. Shiro has won 2 clutches already by virtue of the clock on this A site. Talking it through, already threatening. Deaths could swing, he keeps his crosshair in between the 2 wickets. Threatening presence from Shiro, trying to extend play, they say no. And the Movistar Riders take a huge scalp of Group C. That's gonna feel great. A full 3-map affair, and on Ancient no less, locking down the players. Some absent names from players, but it's by virtue of the Spanish squad fragging up a storm.
The team that I like the most to play against is players, because for me they are the best team in the group, and yeah, it's gonna be a third match for us. So yeah.
In this group, we're looking forward to play against Liquid and BIG. Just my opinion, Liquid has a lot of potential, a lot of experience to play on high level, and BIG, they did some shuffles and they're full Germany roster, and if you're speaking and communicating in your own language, it's more easier than in international language like English. So I think they're gonna improve a lot, and it's hard to play against them always because they're tactically good. They have Thompson as an in-game leader, it's always dangerous, and they're playing home. I mean, they have more spirit. It's always working like that. When the team playing in their home, they have some extra power maybe inside of heart, inside of spirit. So it's gonna be an interesting one.